That's old Chris Wicks.
Chris Wicks.
What's up, Chris Wicks?
Chris Wicks is in the house. All right. Hey, we are live.
I ain't seen that dude in a hot minute.
I know it's been a while. Episode 122, and I'm hearing myself again. So
This
go
is
ahead.
While we're going off the
Appalachian
air.
American, say howdy.
Howdy doody.
All right.
There's my trolls in the background.
Yeah. Hey, you got trolled. The bottom left corner we have Tommy.
What's up?
Show them what you're drinking, man.
Oh. Let's see.
Tommy John.
Tommy's drinking a trash can. Looks like he's smoking a long blunt there.
Let's see. No, it's a cigarette.
So that's a Red
Having
Bull
a trash
upside down
can.
and some liqueur that his wife made.
Yeah.
So if he makes it to the end of the evening, we know she didn't poison him.
It's not, I swear to you, it's not the fish tank cleaner. I watched her make it.
All righty. And also the older man of the group, Prime Mover.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
So everybody, and how's everybody tonight? Is everybody safe and sound and not to be found?
I've been locked in my room for 48 hours straight. I don't know which way is up, and I'm going a little crazy.
Yeah, understood.
COVID
I made the mistake of not
free.
getting outside today when it was nice and sunshiny. Had a lot of work crap going on, and now I'm really feeling it. And we've got some crap going live tonight, and it's really a pain in the butt.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Hey, and so I know there is a very burning question, and I'm going to do a video of this probably tomorrow because I haven't figured out a better way to do the Channel Dad Reads nonsense. So just in case anyone was wondering if you can get coronavirus from having sex, because apparently you can get it from licking toilet seats. Same way you can get herpes. So I don't know, but there's your article. This is in Shape magazine, shape.com. I'm sure that when I do this, YouTube will flag it like they do any of my other stuff. If you say coronavirus, COVID-19 or sex, you get demonetized. So it's also if you use the word hater, at least especially if you're talking about Brie Larson, you get demonetized. And I'd like to welcome everybody that's listening.
Oh yeah,
Happy
baby.
Guy claims he's going to be on later, but that's assuming we're still on the air.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go as long as you guys want. At 10 o'clock, I do have to kind of half listen to some deployment tonight, but if you guys are still hot and heavy, I'm not turning it off.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So
Cool.
in the title and the thumbnail, there are two references to two different TV shows. Who can name them?
Wait a minute. One of them is Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
The next
Which Star
generation.
Trek? Yep.
You mean that series?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Did you want me to name the last show? Episode
Star Trek The Next
459.
Generation. Yeah, I don't know what number it is, but Star Trek Next Generation.
Right.
And the thumbnail, chicken butt. This is actually before, I think, Prime, I think you and I are probably the only ones that may remember this.
What thumbnail are you talking of which you speak?
All right, let me share it.
Oh,
Dude.
kick-ass looking photo there.
And we have 3 Hall of Fames tonight, too. So Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen was the last episode of what popular 80s, what did they call those? It wasn't a sitcom. It was a dramedy. It was a drama comedy.
Was it Seinfeld?
No, it actually started in the 70s and it ended about 83.
MASH.
Yes.
Very good series.
So there you go. So I've got Star Trek Next Generation in the title and MASH in the thumbnail on purpose.
Awesome. That's some autist level stuff there.
Hey, that's that main image is what Seth has been contributing over the last few weeks. Sorry, Seth, I'm below your cover, Appalachian American.
That's okay.
And
I mainly just wanted a cool nickname because you guys all had nicknames and I didn't have one.
And I still don't have one.
yeah, well, we'll
I'm
think about
surprised you don't do Tommy John.
Oh God, don't do that to me.
Tommy John, like the pitcher, Tommy John.
When I was growing up, everybody called me Tommy John. That was like everybody, even the teachers.
So did you guys know each other growing up?
You had a 94 mile an hour curveball, like Tommy John.
Actually, we used to hang out at the Kmart parking lot, and I burned a moped, and Seth actually tried to grind the pegs off by leaning.
Uh-oh, I think Seth has froze up.
Yeah.
That's a better story than the pitcher story.
So, yep, it's helping Erik Ward and Reality's Frank would make it tonight, but we'll see. Maybe I'll send him a message.
Hey, if they ain't here, it's their loss.
Yeah.
They're not on the seminal penultimate show. Wait a minute. That was last week.
Yeah. Penultimate was last week. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So, Appalachian Reconnects, I'll put it in. So, I know there's a lot of craziness going on, and we're trying not to talk about the virus that shall stay named. But Prime, you wanted to talk about a certain Star Wars product that came out today.
Well, it came out on Tuesday, which was the Rise of Skywalker Blu-ray. And I think I'm the only one that purchased it in the world. Got it home because, you know, it's kind of our thing. We own every single DVD or Blu-ray of every film. And even though the film was kind of I'm like, yeah, let me get it. The family will like it. So I get it there, watch the movie. It was great. Then I want to see the extras. I want to see the extra cut scenes and things like that, or even the deleted scenes. Not a one. Not that I saw. I saw a couple of like extras and how they made it behind the scenes. 3 minutes a piece. And then there was this larger one, which was called the Skywalker Legacy, which actually was pretty decent. It was pretty chock full of information. But I'm let down by not only the film, watching it again. It's a decent film. But the extras were just crap. So I don't know if I can, with good conscience, tell people, hey, go buy it. Just remember what it was. Yeah. Because the extras are crap.
I watched a video. Was it today or last night? I don't even remember. It was up way too late. But somebody else who had bought the DVD. I'm getting an echo. I think we're getting it from Tommy. I'm not sure. Or I'm just hearing stuff. But it's interesting because he watched it again and it was like, you know, he went through how bad a movie it was. You know, that it didn't even, you know, it was like incoherent and didn't have, you know, the normal flow of what a movie's supposed to do. And, you know, let alone it was trying to undo The Last Jedi. And it's like you didn't even need episodes 7 and 8 so much.
Right.
You could just go from Return of the Jedi to 9.
Right. Yeah.
It was like, you know,
I saw how many holes, because when I first saw it, we saw it on opening night. It was midnight. We saw the midnight showing. And I think I was, you know, on Ambien or sleepy or something. I don't know. I don't take Ambien, but I was so out of it. Stuff that I remember wasn't in the film, and stuff I don't remember was in the film that I saw on the 4K Blu-ray. And it was like, I don't remember half, but really got to see some of the flaws. Thing was incredibly fast. It was just, it jumbled. It's like they threw everything. And to me, it stands to to agree with the fact that you've been told, or we've all been told, that there's 6 different films or 6 different endings or something, because they just threw everything at it and chopped it up, and it wasn't a coherent film.
Right. Yeah, it really wasn't. And Seth isn't back yet. I wonder if his internet went down. Squirrel's out there eating his cables again.
Little raccoon action. Chewing on the cables. Maybe it's a Minoc. He's chewing on the cables.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it and that's part of it. Yeah, that was one of the I forget who it was that did this video. I wish I remembered, but it was interesting how it was like, yeah, it didn't have a coherentness, to it. It was just a jumbled mess, and it was really just a lot of stuff thrown together. And let's see what they don't realize. And even internally, there were things that contradicted one another. And now part of it probably is due to the fact that how much that Kathleen had edited out, right? Yeah. Jar Jar gave him a 3+ hour movie. It was like a little over 3 hours, and they chopped it down to 2 hours and 20 minutes.
But from that, there were different versions. There was a Bob Iger version.
Right.
There was the Kennedy Iger version. There was the George Lucas, J.J. Abrams version. I mean, by committee, when you make a film by committee, this is what you get. Yeah. Now, is it entertaining? Yes. As entertaining as The Force Awakens? Absolutely not. To me, of all 3, The Force Awakens is the best film of these sequel trilogy.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I didn't like that one. So it was
right. But it held a lot of promise. I mean, they raised a lot of questions that they could have expounded upon or finalized in the next 2 films.
Right.
And I'm sorry, the Frankenstein job that they did for Leia, for Carrie Fisher, was just an abomination. I felt like cold. There's cold death in here. That cave is strong with the dark side. That movie is strong with the dark side. So there we go.
I'm guessing we're talking about Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because the DVD came out this week, and oh my goodness, has he frozen again?
I think so. Seth.
Yeah, he's not moving.
Check his pulse.
He might have to go to phone.
Yeah. Well, or just
might have to go to Best Buy.
Just turn your video off. That might be the best bet.
It's not working.
Yeah.
My internet keeps cutting in and out.
Oh. It's the internet blackout.
Yeah.
10 days of blackout.
Yeah, I know that there are times that it's video for mine doesn't work very well. And so
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
My camera is still 720p, so it's not even, it's because it's too old, so it's not too bad.
We're just having internet issues. Like my wife everything we got, it's just died. My wife was like, "Did you lose internet?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden I hear ambulance and stuff.
Oh.
Is that the way that they come and fix the internet over where you live?
No, it's just maybe somebody hit a telephone pole or something.
Hey.
I'm going to run over that telephone pole so Seth can't do the fan cast.
So my wife
I'll do it. It's our last episode. What?
My wife just gave me a nickname, and I want to see what y'all think. Power Stroke.
You don't drive a Power Stroke, so
I know, but I got one.
Talking about driving.
Well, no, he's talking about driving.
Wife so it's a Power Stroke.
Mm-hmm.
It was his wife who gave him that name. Well, we didn't need to know that.
And that's what he gives his wife,
because she's listening to the show too. She's like, "Why don't you just go?"
Oh, hey, Christian. Stroke?
Yeah, that's funny. All right.
So she did something weird today, and I want to know if anybody else has done it. She got a Slim
You sure
Jim.
you want to?
Yeah, I want to see if anybody else has done it. She got a Slim Jim, and she was cooking it with a lighter to eat it.
That's awkward.
I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "It tastes better." I was like, "You're." I didn't know what to say after that.
It's already
Don't
smoked.
say anything, Tommy. Just like it's all you, honey.
I
guess,
told her I
you
was
know,
going to ask y'all.
I guess it's like, cooking hot dogs and, by boiling water or microwave because they're technically already cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just warming them up. So,
I like hot dogs.
do you guys, it's been all over the place and I still don't know what the heck it's about. The Lion King, Jeff Lion King or whatever his name is, Jeff King or somebody that got eaten by a tiger or something. I don't even know.
Oh, that series?
Tiger King.
Tiger King. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, what the hell is that about?
I have no idea.
Oh my god, dude! It is the biggest train wreck of a TV show that you just can't look away from. I watched a little bit of it the other day, and I feel ashamed.
Yeah, you feel dirty. You gotta watch.
Well, I've seen pictures, and I'm like, is this? I mean, obviously it's a real show, but I'm beginning to think it's just
Carol
it's all
Baskins.
fake. It's kind of like the Blair Witch Project or something.
Well, they did reopen the court case this week.
Oh, so there is a real court case? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at these people and I'm like, they stepped right out of the mid 80s. Or maybe the late 80s.
Is it a docudrama or is it a documentary? It's
basically a gay redneck.
Wow.
Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he married two dudes at one time.
Choice.
Two dudes at one time. So he's a polygamous gay redneck.
Yeah. Tiger King is.
Oh, apparently they weren't. None of them were even like actual gay.
What?
Apparently, none of them were actually gay. They just like doing with each other.
Wow. I'm sorry. If you take it, you're gay. If you give it to a guy, you're gay. There's no going back.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't try that. You try ketchup. You don't try that.
So you still haven't explained what okay, I know it's a show, but and then there's somebody's attacking Dion or something. I don't know, but
what?
Oh no, they were talking about how that since Dion likes white women and he ain't met an old white woman that he wouldn't sleep with, that they asked him if he would be down with getting with Carol. And he was like, I mean, I guess so. Like, yada, yada. He just beat around the bush, but never would say he wouldn't.
Is she white? Is she old? Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So
this
that was
Carol
that, and that's how
is she's part of the show or something?
Yeah, she had her husband killed. Yeah. Allegedly.
Because he liked white women.
No, she fed him to a tiger.
Yeah. Now, is that the picture of the guy that is all over the place that I see?
I think so.
All right.
I know it's all over TikTok.
Apparently she smeared him in sardine oil and fed him to the tiger.
What, alive?
I think so.
Was he sleepy?
Seth, you're a wellspring of information.
Yes. I think you open more questions than you do answers.
I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yeah,
is it a 9-part series or something?
Yeah, it's long.
Because I was for days, or maybe even more in a week, I've been seeing things and stuff like on Facebook about I keep say Lion King or whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah, it's all over.
And I don't know
what
the hell I was talking about.
Get away from it.
And I listened a little bit. I listened to as much as you're talking about on the show last night, and I still don't know what it was. I was like, okay, this really. I couldn't tell if it was kind of like Prime's question. Was it a documentary or was it one of these things like the Blair Witch Project where it's
it's a documentary.
Real, it's not really.
So real footage, home.
They're the court case
home movies.
And like discussing what's going on.
Not like the People versus OJ.
He's got a mullet
Right.
though. I do know that much from the preview.
Now,
Oh,
the only
he's
time I heard of
something
this,
special.
the first time I heard about this was on Mindless Entertainment a couple nights ago on one of their live streams. And I was like, what is this show that everyone keeps referring to?
Yeah. Yeah. Because when I first heard it was in context of the Cincinnati Bengals. So I thought it had something to do with sports, and I didn't, and I didn't really care because the NFL can, pound sand for all I care and have for years.
Yeah.
And then I start seeing other things, and then there was like wrestling memes, and then there was other memes with that bounty hunter dog or whatever in the hell his name is, or cat or whatever who died. The guy, didn't he die or something?
His wife died.
Dog the bounty hunter. His
Yeah.
wife died.
His wife died.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I'm
He's
like,
cool,
better
man.
to a lion or a dog.
I couldn't get into the Dog the Bounty Hunter. It seems too
You shut your
staged.
mouth.
you
It
should.
You
seems
shut
too
your mouth.
staged.
You drink your Red Bull.
No, you drink your Red Bull. You shut up.
That's
Pawn
right.
Shop Wars or whatever that is staged.
Yeah.
They're all staged.
So, but yeah, I saw pictures of it, and I was like, what in the world is going on? And then they were talking about it last night, and then I was just like, this is just too. I think it's so dumb it has to be real. You couldn't create a show that stupid.
Be
Yeah.
surprised.
But it is Oklahoma, so who knows? That's
Hey,
what,
now,
Larry
that's
the
what we
Cable
say
Guy
about
posted from.
Cincinnatians.
Yeah, well, it's not too far from the truth. I'll tell you.
I was kidding, but look. what
Hey,
found
look, I
out.
didn't grow up here, so
That's true.
I was born here, but I didn't grow up here.
You growed up in Baden-Baden.
No,
In
I've been to Baden-Baden, but I didn't grow up there either.
Mm. Would you
You
call
mean in Germany or in Wisconsin or wherever?
No, Baden-Baden, Deutschland.
Yeah. I guess they have two baths. I mean, Baden is bad.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Ausgesteigen.
So what's next? What do y'all want to talk about now?
Let it roll off the tongue, folks. Let's get some good topics here.
I mean, I was asking for time before we started.
How long do you think it's going to take for them to start making movies again?
Who?
Ain't all movies stop productions right now because of
Oh, I don't
everything
know.
going on?
I don't know. I
Probably
know they're
by
not releasing them, but I guess, yeah, I don't know.
midsummer. I
They've
think.
had to put
Probably
things-
early summer.
I mean, if you
They've
want,
had to put things on pause. So
yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how the world economy recovers, because if it's as bad as projected, they ain't going to be making significant movies for probably 5 or 6 years or more, because they're not going to be able to pay the amount of money people are making now, and still people aren't going to have $15 to go see a movie.
Maybe they'll lower their prices.
Yeah, they'll have
It'd
to.
just be
No, I think
worse
they'll lower it.
graphics.
Well, they'll actually have to start making movies as opposed to CGI spectaculars.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's basically what we get. We get very piss poor storytelling, pretty people as in the various roles, and then okay, we'll do a little bit of swinging here and there, and then we'll fill everything else in with CG.
Yeah.
And sometimes the whole scene is CG. You know, why the end of Wonder Woman is a CG masturbation, I think. It's like, good God.
Was
The
that
whole,
again?
well, and there's parts of in game and even in Civil War and everything else. It's all CG, the whole thing. There's no,
Well, just like Ready Player One, but that was a great movie.
yeah, but that was supposed to be taken. Well, I guess it wasn't.
Wait, great like Lawrence of Arabia great? I doubt it.
Are we going to get movies that look like they came from China?
Most of them are fine. Oh, check it out. Watch any movie like on DVD or whatever, except The Rise of Skywalker, and see how many production companies are before the credits. There's like, we counted on one of the movies we saw, there were like 8 of them because they all have to pool their money together. So it's not
Maybe
just
they get some real people that act.
Hey, Lewis retired. Didn't he? He's one of the greatest actors in the world.
What? I missed half of that.
Beep boop.
Somebody
Oh, did I beat Boop?
that. And
I
then
think
there
so,
was a lot
but
of-
I could have beat boop. Who knows?
Daniel Day-Lewis is one of the greatest actors in the world today.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
somebody
Daniel
started
Day.
rapping something too. I don't know.
So I get my straw and I put it in the ground and then I suck your milkshake. It's your milkshake, but I take my straw and take your milkshake.
His milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "It's better than yours."
You go. DDL in the house.
In the hizzle,
In the his wheel.
and hizzy, the hizzy for shizzy.
The hizzy pumper.
Are we going full Jersey Shore on this, or
Oh,
Hey,
I was
there's
watching
no
Jersey
rules,
Shore
man.
before my
Last
internet
show,
cut out.
no rules.
it's no
Except
rules.
somebody-
Ain't no rules, and where's LMP at?
Unfurling a candy bar or something. I don't know. You guys keep talking.
That
I
was
just got an
me.
email from work that I have to. There was something I didn't know I was supposed to do, but I was supposed to do like 3 hours ago. So keep talking.
What? Take out the
Ooh.
trash. Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash. Yakety
Paper.
yak. Don't talk back.
Don't talk back. I love that song.
Awesome.
Yakety yak,
The
don't talk
Arnold
back.
version or the real version? Hey, I want to talk.
I don't know.
I have a question, sir. Did
Okay.
he go off to walk the dogs?
No, I'm still here. I'm trying to do something for work.
You better answer me when I talk to you, sir. Blood type, does that have a deleterious effect upon, or like if you eat certain foods, does that affect, is blood type set up for like certain types of food? Let's cut to the chase.
Well, according to the blood type diet, yes.
Aha.
I know my blood's universal.
Good to
So
know.
if you have certain, let's say, type A blood, there's only certain foods you can eat, correct? Or that are beneficial to you.
Well, it depends if you hold to that concept or not. Yeah, the idea is that is agrarian or is that the mixture?
No, that's more
Is it AB? That's the because one like O is the meat eater's blood type,
right.
and then something else is like vegetables and fish, and then there's another one that's supposed to be like cereal, grains, and vegetables.
That's A.
So-
B.
Are they going to separate us by blood type instead of race now when we fill out an application?
They already do.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I was put in
Probably.
in one of the lines, and I was like, "Well, why am I on this line?" Because you have a certain type of blood type. You're going in line 1.
You show signs of anger.
That's yeah. You, sir, should be eating grains and fruit only. I'm like, man, give me that burger. Shit.
Watch it give me the veggie burger that Burger King offers.
Have you eaten that?
No, I haven't.
Come on now.
I
I
can't
won't.
do it.
Has anyone eaten that burger?
Nope.
Nope. I'm
What's
not
it called
going.
again?
Impossible.
The
What is it
Impossible
called
Whopper.
again?
Impossible Whopper.
It's not impossible. I used to shoot womp rats with my T16 back home. They're not much bigger than 2 meters. And man your shit, and may the force be with you.
I might have to turn my camera roll.
Hey, don't have a stroke now, son.
I'm
Mhm.
just curious if it tastes like a Whopper.
I heard it tastes pretty similar to beef. It's just not as dense, like the beef taste. It doesn't sit with you as much. It's kind of a lighter taste.
Is it gonna make you run to the bathroom every 5 minutes?
No, it's not Olestra. Remember the Olestra?
Because I'm already running low on toilet paper. Last thing I need to do is run to the bathroom every 5 minutes.
Now's not the time to try the Impossible Burger. We know what we say about impossible. It's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats with my
Okay,
T16
God.
back home. They're much bigger than 2 meters.
Okay, Boomer.
And may the boomer be with you.
Does he know he's in an infinite loop? He's in a time loop. Let's do the time warp again. I'm done with my task from work, by the way. I hope I did it right.
Good.
So what do you do for work?
I'm a computer programmer.
Oh, wow.
So, but I work for a local insurance company here, and a lot of things we do is, well, they follow the Scrum process supposedly, but I have never found anyone who says that who actually knows what the hell that means. And because then I get the framework pamphlet out, and I say, "Oh, really? We got to do this and this." Yeah, that's the Scrum way, huh? The guys who literally wrote the book don't mention that at all. Oh, what about this? And yeah, well, that's the Scrum. No, it isn't. It's like I read the framework and I'm like, I'd actually like to try this somewhere, but everywhere is the corporate Scrum way, which is just a bunch of BS.
Isn't a Scrum part of a rugby game?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you all get around in the circle and try to get the ball.
Yep. Try to get something done by huddling up. That's where they get that is where part of where they, I think that's why they call it a Scrum. But I absolutely hate it. I hate I can sort of tolerate the regular one, but I really, really, really hate the corporate version of it. So, and then where we are, it's, it's very conservative company, so they're very slow to change. And there's a lot of change controls thanks to Sarbanes-Oxley and a bunch of other federal regulations. So it really becomes a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'm a welder. I don't go much detail.
Yeah. Well, my son does that. He's not been to work for a few days because someone from where he works, one guy went home sick and wasn't feeling well. Another guy said his wife was tested positive, and so. But he's been living with some friends of ours for a while because he and my daughter don't get along.
Oh.
And they haven't since he hit puberty, and he's like, "Why is Kelly so bouncy?" But yeah, he went to Butler Tech over and it's in the next county over out of high school and got his welding certificate. Does what is it? TIG and MIG or PIG and TIG?
It's TIG, MIG, and stick, and now they
got
laser welding.
Easy now, settle down.
Yeah, he's learning.
Went bad there.
Can't remember if he's learning aluminum. I think he's learning
aluminum welding is so difficult. If he masters that, lots of money.
The only way he can make more money than aluminum welding is if he does ocean welding, deep water welding.
Right,
I know he was talking about going somewhere and learning nuclear welding or something where they
nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
I've been welding since I was 10.
That is a skill to have. Really high paying jobs.
Yeah. Because some of that you're putting your life in your own hands.
No, wait, come on.
If you survive, you'll get paid lots of money. But if you blowed yourself up, you ain't getting paid shit.
Military folks, they get paid peanuts and they put their lives on the line every day. The fact is he's got a skill that very few people have.
Yeah. That will always be in demand.
Yeah.
Right.
So
not in my house, but somewhere.
Yeah. I don't think he's learning I thought he's learning aluminum. Yeah, and getting it right. There was something that he was doing recently. He had to redo because he had it too hot or something.
Aluminum, if you get it too hot, I've seen people weld razor blades together. I'm not that good. I mainly just do MIG. It's quick and easy.
Yeah.
And what is MIG again? Outside of the Russian aircraft builder?
All you do is pull a trigger and draw a straight line. That's basically all it is. MIG is very easy. You just got to control your temperature. So usually I put headphones in and I'm paying more attention to what's going on in the news or music and don't even have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So you're saying just like the film Iron Eagle that you just put a head music on and then you can go do whatever, like blow up a Middle Eastern, base.
Yeah.
Even though he's flying a Viper. It's Iron Eagle, but he's flying a Viper.
Well, my teacher always said when I would never make money from staring out a window, but apparently I can because my shield is a window and I'm making money by just staring out of it.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's magnesium is what and tungsten, right? The MIG and TIG.
Yeah.
That's the element that burns. Yeah, because I know he he not long after he was doing, I think it was aluminum he was learning. He got welder's lung.
Oh, so he had to stand upside down?
Yeah, he had to do some crap, and now he has a mask a respirator essentially that he wears.
It's very scary because you feel like you can't breathe because the gas you breathe in so heavy it fills up your lungs. So you have to literally stand upside down. I get the forklift to lift me up upside down by my feet and breathe it out.
Yeah.
So would this be known as COVID MIG? COVID, it's in the name. Think about it. COVID MIG.
So is a COVID-19, does that mean everybody's going to gain 19 pounds because the gyms are closed?
Probably. I don't know. I've already lost like 8.
I've actually gained. I'm stress eating.
Hey, man, this is supposed to last you 30 days. You know, the first, week.
I'm in survival mode. I'm going to gain that weight so when food's gone, I'll at least survive. I'll be one of the last ones surviving.
Oh, yeah. And then till Shane comes up and he shoots you in the legs and then all the zombies kill you.
That's true.
Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Shane, you bastard. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is what happens when Tap isn't here.
Oh, so you're saying
He's supposed to come.
Huh?
I just don't know anything about welding.
Well, he just starts
so
talking
I can't
BS.
add to the comment.
I know. What we want to know? Let's bring a topic up you do know about. I'm not going to talk computer programming.
Of course.
Languages. I'll put everybody to sleep.
Yeah. We could talk about their super cool mega ships that just rolled into New York and LA.
Oh, wait. I want to talk about that. I heard about that.
I'll be right back.
So it can hold 1,000 people, and all there's on there is 24 people.
Are you talking about the hospital?
For right now.
For right now.
Yeah.
They said they're so slow right now that it could hold 1,000, but only 24 people have been seen by it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that they've been saying. Oh, there are going to be thousands of people sick in New York, and it isn't happening. Oh, it hasn't come yet. It's like every week I hear it's going to get worse in 2 weeks. Well, you've been saying it for a month.
Well, when you keep people at their home, they're not going to do stupid stuff. Like, they're not going to get in a car wreck. They're not going to break their arm, break their leg. So it's all going to be coronavirus in the hospitals.
Yeah, and I don't know. This is part of also why I said I got to get off Facebook because people are arguing about stuff. Yeah. Well, I know with some people have gotten the malaria drug treatment even in New York, and they're sending them home in 4 days. 4 to 7 days, they're done.
Yeah, because
it's gone.
It's super duper.
And yet I got people saying, "Oh, that's just anecdotal." Well, if it's anecdotal, it's saving people's lives. Okay.
Just make sure you don't drink fish tank cleaner. Just make sure people are getting mixed up by that.
Oh, I know. It's a prescription drug, folks. You can't get it over the counter. So you're not going to go to Walmart's. Speaking of which, so when I used to live down in Tennessee in South Knoxville, people called it Kmart and Walmart. You got people where you all live that
our Kmart's closed.
I know that, but do they call it the Walmart Mark or the Walmarts?
We call it Wally World.
Wally World, yeah, that works. Or the Walmarts, that's the other one. You go to the Walmarts. That's
we call it the Walmart.
Yeah. I guess
it's like an entity.
I miss Kmart.
Me too.
The blue light special.
Well, we used to hang out there and do stupid stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, no wonder it's closed. You guys scared all the customers.
Yeah.
Now, Wilbur, we can't stop there. Them boys, they don't look up to no good. Let's go down to the Piggly Wiggly.
Found out you can pop a wheelie on a go-kart moped real quick.
Hey, looks like Jeff stopped by to say goodbye.
Bye, Late.
Let's there we go. Not sure exactly what
Well,
that
that's
means.
nice.
But
I
when I hear something
I
crackling, it sounds like someone's trying to build a fire or something.
Mm.
I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's my avatar. Sorry, the head.
Hey, Superfan Adam Shawhan's back.
All right.
We just want to go in a different direction.
All right, back on movie topics.
Or end it. I don't know. What was the thing? What was it like? What were we doing?
We're ending this show.
We're just done.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Back
Tommy.
on movie topics. What would y'all like to see a remake on?
A remake
And I don't
or a
want to
redo? I mean,
A
are we making?
redo or remake?
I want to see a real episode 7.
I want to see Spawn
Yeah.
again.
Spawn.
All right. Okay. If you have to do one, I would like to see one that was a little bit, I don't know. I like the story, so I can't really say. I mean, if you had to remake it, I would like to see with better graphics, better CG.
Which movie?
I guess if you have to do it.
Spawn?
Yeah.
I want to see what happened after. They left it where he's just hanging over the city, and I don't know. I'd like to see it continued. What about y'all?
Well, the problem is they just don't respect anything they want to remake. I mean, remakes are cool, or remakes or continuations. A sequel would be cool, but they don't respect what they have to go off. If they would respect it, it would make it better.
Yeah,
but you're in charge. Well, okay, so then you're in charge of that. So we'll respect the things. The thing is there's so few movies I want to see redone. I want to see new ideas. I want to see, now granted, if someone takes bits, and especially if someone takes bits and pieces of stories that are quite unrelated and actually weaves them together in a coherent narrative, that would be fine. And that would take a lot of skill, and it'd be like, oh, that's impressive. But just to see the same stuff again,
Yeah, but they tried that. It was called Pikachu Detective, and it was horrible.
Well, again, if you don't have good writing, if you don't have a good script and a good story to tell, it's pretty crappy no matter what.
Yeah. Did any of y'all see Bloodshot?
Hey, Jeff, just remember, I'm your
it.
hero, bro.
Yeah, there you go. There's Prime.
The reason why you're dealing with all these remakes and reboots, hopefully you saw the film and understood what the Jay and Silent
Yes,
Bob.
I watched that. Thank you
like
very much, you asshole. You kept me up till 2 a.m. last week because I then only had to watch that show.
Yeah,
that
I was
movie.
there, I was there with you, drinking beers and watching that movie. Yeah, I made you stay up.
Yeah, I watched it again, or I watched it for the first time.
Yep. Yeah. Reason why we're getting all these, reboots, remakes, things like that, same old story, is because you have a limited amount of writers, and there's a lot of gatekeepers that don't let new writers in with fresh ideas. So,
which they also play safe. They're not going to try.
They want to keep the same folks in the system, and you get the same rehash bullshit that you get every single time. Variations on the theme.
Yeah. Well, and there's also a very, they don't want to take any chances. I mean, you were talking about, the Rise of Skywalker and its committee editing room. A lot of these they do focus groups on ideas and all kinds of stuff long before the movies come out. And I mean, even with Marvel and all of its success, there's like 4 different script ideas, and everything is kind of pounded into that.
But my thing is they do the test groups in the area they're filming only. So you're going to have people from Hollywood that don't have the same ideas or things as someone that's from Florida or Texas or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're only getting like people to judge the show from Hollywood.
Yeah, it's the Hollywood or LA and New York
Yeah.
things going into a project. You don't have folks from Idaho or different Montana. You don't have a fresh from there telling and a story, because apparently the wisdom of the film industry says no one wants to see that kind of bullshit, and they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I saw a good film, and it was like, I think it was set in Wyoming, and the catchphrase was, "I can't quit you." That was a fresh film. Yeah.
You bring
And
that up every week.
Apparently, this show,
I'm not gonna watch that movie. I'll watch Jay and Silent Bob, the redo make, or what, Strike Back.
What's the difference? The Jay and Silent Bob wear, hoodies and beanies, and these guys wore cowboy hats, and they couldn't quit each other.
Yeah, but
I'm telling you, it's the same thing.
yeah, but it involves a tent.
Open your mind, and your ass will follow.
Well, my mind's staying closed. Then.
Open your mind, and your ass will follow.
My body and mind is telling me
My
no.
body and soul.
Hurry up, Tap. Get home. Yeah, he apparently is. He's
Why?
on
I'm
the
worried
way.
about Tap. Let's make
Tap
the
and
trio
Dap.
here.
Huh?
Let's make the four of us here. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Don't need no tap and die.
Tapping dudes,
Tapping guys.
tapping Marines, or whatever. Yeah, tapping guys.
So y'all don't have a remake?
He did tapping
Huh?
Marines. Tapping.
Y'all don't have a remake y'all'd like to see again? Or a new story added to it?
Well,
Feels
no,
done right.
I mean, it sounded trite, but I'd really like to see a real episode 7. I mean,
Yeah.
I was not I mean, I know a lot of people are like, I want to see George. I didn't like what I understand of George's idea for 7, 8, 9. I didn't like. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like the nature of the Force and all that. And I'm like, you kind of already screwed that up with the prequels. Okay. And I don't see how it fits into the Skywalker saga. Now, if we decide, okay, it's either a new series or it's because at that time we didn't have unnumbered Star Wars movies, unless you really want to count the Ewok Adventures, those 2 movies, which I understand they were released in France in the cinema. So some people, consider them movies. No, let's boot that idea out of here. And 7 is the beginning of something new, and it's exploration, because part of the numbering is it's hard to go back in time. You can't do let's do, say, Knights of the Old Republic or something kind of thing, unless you call it that, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Episode 1 or something like that. And so I don't have a problem with dropping the numbers, kind of like some of the James Bond movies and things like that, where there's this sort of continuative narrative of the characters, until they rebooted it. And the actors change, or the Batman movies of the 80s and 90s, where they weren't really numbered. They were somewhat sequential and actors came and went. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with that. And so if that's a new trilogy, I think, not an episode 7 that explores the nature of the Force and goes back, say, 10,000 years or 30,000 years in Star Wars history, when people first started to realize what the Force was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
the
necessarily,
beginning of the Force.
Right.
That could be the name of it.
Right. And part of it is people wouldn't feel it was a Star Wars movie because, well, no, some ways, because you have to be careful how you do that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with, Gandhi or something, where
if you did that though, don't do Baby Yoda. Do actual Yoda when he was just growing up learning the Force.
Yeah.
Make him 6 foot tall.
Dude, you don't, Tommy. It's interesting you say that. When I was in high school, I did a drawing of Yoda, and he was 6 feet tall, because as you get older, you start to shrink.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was 6 feet and went down to 2.5, but that's a lot of bone density loss there.
Yeah. But he was what? He's like 900 and something years old, something.
900 years old you are. Look as good as you be.
Just get a tall basketball player to play him and paint him green with some big ears.
Bring back Karl Malone. Hey, I'm Yoda.
But yeah, so that's part of it is, I wouldn't necessarily now, but what he described, I was like, I'm not so sure about that. But if we're gonna say continue the thing that, let's say that is the end of the Star Wars, of the Skywalker legacy from Anakin's standpoint, and we start something different with Luke, because I know, and I've seen the interviews when they re-released the movies back in the 90s, and that Mark Hamill was on some talk show, and he was, Lucas had originally thought about doing a 7, 8, 9 about 10, 12 years after, Jedi.
Hello.
Take a break. Howdy. He's going to take a break, go back and do the prequels and do 7, 8, 9. I mean, that was the rumors. I remember those rumors when 79, 80, somewhere in there, when we knew we were getting a second one. I don't remember exactly, 82, somewhere in there, but it was before Jedi, but I think it may have been after Empire. So, but they so burned him out, and people were pissy about certain things, and it destroyed his marriage and all kinds of other stuff. By the time you get to Jedi, he's like, he only half cared. So that's part of why it took a long time to get 1, 2, and 3 going.
So do you think, would you be afraid they modernize it and like Luke Skywalker pulls out a cell phone or something?
Oh my gosh.
Starts tweeting, FaceTiming and stuff.
But first, am I the only one that knows that?
Can you hear me?
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it becomes and the ideas that were batted about were different things. And of course the EU expanded all kinds of things. So, the Thrawn trilogy wouldn't have necessarily been bad. If you go, and there's 6 Han Solo books, the 3 originals that I read in the 80s, and then someone made 3 other books in and around them. There's Lando. There's lots of things they could have done. But I think the major problem with that is once you got out of those first 3, it's tough for people to understand what Star Wars is.
Well, not only that, I mean, you got to think about the merchandise situation. No one buys toys anymore. It's all about apps and.
Well, no, but certain toy lines, the Marvel toy line sells very well.
Yeah.
Spider-Man sells very well. The the wrestling.
But is kids really buying that, or are we buying it?
That I don't know. But the Star Wars stuff,
we buy toys. It just ain't Star Wars stuff. So,
yeah, I don't buy dolls that small. But
what do you mean?
That's part of it. Exactly what I said. But that's part of it. I think some of the toys, because I remember the original, and Prime probably remembers the original toys, and they didn't have them in the cards. I mean, I remember the commercials on television. You'll get this card, and we'll send it to you in March or whatever day it was. But
yeah, you had to buy the basically the stand, and then
right.
The figures would come later.
Yeah, because
early bird special.
Yeah, they didn't make enough of them, so they made it seem like something special. When the truth was, they thought this movie will do okay. Merchandising wasn't that big yet. It was getting bigger. I mean, you had stuff based on comic books, because then there was the G.I. Joe dolls that were kind of tall. Now, granted, being an Army brat, I think that's part of why we had them. Now, granted, I was kindergarten age, maybe first grade, but you had some of those action figures. I mean, I had Star Wars trading cards, I had Mork and Mindy trading cards,
Mork and Mindy,
Battlestar Galactica, as well as baseball and football and all that other crap.
Yeah.
And then there's some of that. There's some truth to that, though, Tommy, because it really got big, I guess, in the 80s and then the 90s when the prequels started to come out in the early 2000s. But I look at my kids and my nephews and nieces. They're all within about 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years of each other. They had a few of those, but like my son he had an Iron Man, he had or not Iron Man, he had Spider-Man, and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, because he was born in 99, and he had different things. But when it came with the prequels, he had a few action figures, but then he wanted the lightsabers. So they had the plastic ones at first, then he had plastic ones that lit up, and then he wanted the real heavy line, and so those were the things as that the toys. He didn't care for the play sets. He didn't need to have all the Lego stuff. He was too small for anyway. Now the Lego sets I think are made for adults, because you've got choking hazards and all kinds of stuff, and those
and the instructions are terrible.
I can read the direction. I can't.
Or they're made for sending to your ex-wife.
Right. Drive someone nuts. They're. I mean the sets they come out with nowadays, the number of parts for how the size of it is unbelievable. You've got like 400 parts and it's like 6 inches. Whereas, when I was a kid, there'd be like 9 different types of parts, and that was it. Not too many. You could make houses and crap. But what's interesting is to see that, this was, Jeff covered it and I witnessed it in my own stores, where when the first movie came out, it was like half an aisle and then nothing sold. And then the next movie came out and it was like a third of an aisle. And then this last movie came out, and I think the already opened return package section of the toys is larger than the Star Wars section. I could literally buy the entire. I drive a Hyundai Elantra, and I think I could fit all of it in my trunk. Everything, not one of everything, all of what they had when that movie came. Actually, before the movie came out, I could not believe. And there were lightsabers and action figures. There were all kinds of stuff, but this section of the shelf was no more than 8 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all the shelves, but it was only 8 feet wide. I'm like, I could literally fit all this into my car.
Well, yeah, I think it comes down to, though, like my kids, they get excited when there's a new video game out. I can give them like a ton of toys for Christmas, and they'll play that one video game for months and months and months and never touch the toys.
Right. Now, how old are your?
Mine is 6, 8, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the 90s, we would buy toys, because we had 3 kids at the time. I'd buy them all this stuff. Every kid got like, 5, 6, 7, 8 gifts. And they'd open them all up, but they'd be happy just to play with a bottle cap. And I'm like, son of a... I can't buy bottle caps.
My toys, literally, the joints worn out from playing with them so much.
Man, I wish I was nicer to my G.I. Joes.
Yeah, boy. It all comes around. I can't quit that. That would change, I think, the entire trajectory of the story in that movie. Power stroke, I can't quit you. Well, let me show you my power.
You got a half-track mind there, real man.
Yes, sir. When you're going through hell, keep going.
Yeah, don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Take no prisoners.
Don't stop power stroking.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, we're
Ain't they supposed to be remaking the Fantastic Four again?
Well, yeah, I've actually covered some rumors on that. There's I had an article that I read, was it this week or last week, that they may show up in the second Captain Marvel movie. They may show up in the Avengers 5. There's a lot of speculation that they're going to kind of introduce them first and then do but who knows?
My personal opinion, I've read the comics and everything. I love the Fantastic Four. They've ruined it with the movies. And that's just me, though.
Sorry, the Appalachian American, if you were sitting there in a while, I didn't realize you dropped out.
I wasn't sitting there for a little while. Stupid computer.
But see, I mean, I remember the Fantastic Four when I was growing up. and stuff, but I don't know if I ever knew their actual origin story from the comics.
I didn't remember it from the comics. I'm just talking about the way they act and everything. It was like too cliche. It wasn't like what I read.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I only saw was the Silver Surfer in the second one or the first one?
Second one.
So I saw the two with Jessica Alba. Then I didn't see the reboot.
The reboot was a bunch of teenagers.
The diversification reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try to make it hip.
Yeah. Because that is one of the things that some fans are like, well, since Chris Evans is, Captain America is not around anymore, have him go back to being
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm.
I mean, come on. I was like looking at I go, that's Johnny Storm. Oh, wait, it's Captain America.
Like, when you see him, do you see Johnny Storm or do you see Captain America?
Captain America.
You know what I see when I see Chris Evans?
I think I was a good casting.
Chris Evans.
No, I see a dude from Not Another Teen Movie with a banana up his butt.
Is he in? Is that the movie I'm thinking of with Areola?
Maybe.
It's here just so that nerdy boy,
Areola. Is that a new drone or something? From DJI? It's new Areola.
Yeah, it is. Because she played, Serena Vincent. Yeah, she did like 2 or 3 movies because like she was completely naked in every scene that she was in that movie.
Oh, she was the yellow Power Ranger.
Right.
She was one of the yellow Power Rangers, dude. I was like, what in tarnation?
Yeah. And 2 Horror Hounds ago in Indianapolis, I guess it was last year, so 2018, she was there. I didn't realize exactly how short she really is.
She looked different with clothes on, huh?
You
know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Well, she did that, and then she did, was it Italian is for Lovers or something like that? And part of why she's like not, there's none of that kind of business in that. And she's Italian and she's playing a person who's not.
She's
Are y'all
culturally?
Everyone wants to be Italian. That's what it's called.
Are y'all hoping
Not
for
today,
Ready
not
Player
this
One?
month.
Do what?
Are y'all hoping they make a second Ready Player One?
I don't know. I haven't seen the first one. I've had
Really?
multiple people tell me that
I like the
need to
first
read
one.
the book and see the movie.
The movie. I
See the
never read
movie
the
first,
book.
then read the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I heard the book will change
good. I
your
liked
movie
it.
perception.
Especially when they threw Chucky out in the crowd to kill people.
Yeah, see, IMDb claims she's 5'7". I'm like, there is no way. No way. She had like 4-inch heels on and wasn't 5'7".
Maybe she's 5 of 7,
Yeah.
like 7'9". Jerry Ryan.
Yeah, she's 3/4 Italian. That was what made that funny.
What, type A, B negative? What?
No.
Jeez, I mean, all this breakdown. I'm 124th Indian.
All right,
Pocahontas. Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey. Yeah, I need to do that sometime. My dad did that, and it came back. He was like 35% Scandinavian or something. And we're like, what? We have no idea why. We're like, thought Grandpa's real parents were from England, but
Isn't everyone?
Or Germany, rather. No. Well, his mom's side of the family, his mom's mother's side of the family is Scotch Irish, so that's probably where that came in. But my grandfather was adopted. But if my cousin is correct in her investigation trying to figure out who his birth family is, they were from southern Germany. Just like his adoptive family. So yeah. But then there was all the Scandinavian came back because that's essentially what came back on my niece's when she did it for school, my brother's daughter. And we're like, well, this doesn't make any sense. And her mom's like, it's not for me. So then my dad did it. And it's like, wow, we have no idea.
Now, Ohio is pretty much who are the settlers there? I mean, what old country folk are they from? Like, are they from?
I guess it depends on what part of Ohio you're talking about. So a lot of farmers came through Pittsburgh and then into the Ohio region. So central, especially western, central, and western, that's a lot of Amish country, different stuff. You've got a lot of farms, and you get towards southwest Ohio, where I am in Cincinnati, there's a lot of Germans. So they came down the river. So we had over the Rhine area in Cincinnati, there was a lot of Germanic influences. And then the big one, oh shit, my VPN just hung up. And then we also had a lot of Irish. And in the 19th century, the Germans and the Irish used to fight each other, usually over alcohol of some sort.
Yeah.
But the Irish got afraid that the Germans were going to take over and take away their whiskey. They got all pissy about it. If the Germans were afraid that they were going to do something with beer, they got all pissy about it. Yeah. So those were the two old country. Now, there's still a lot of that, but a lot of people, it's 3 or 4 generations moved. And so you don't know. And now you get into northern Ohio, you get a lot of Canadian influence, French Canadian, coming down through Michigan, Cleveland, because part of the Northwest Territory was claimed by Canada for a long time too.
Right. And France.
Right.
Yep.
So you've got not as much down here, but then when you get more north, you get a little bit more, I'd say more French Canadian type influence. It's not like you just dropped into Louisiana or, in New Orleans or something.
Totally different French.
Yeah.
I mean, they are way different.
But
Aiden Borzotra information, the French colonized Ohio. Thank you, sir. I used that in my lead up to my rebuttal. Thank you, sir. And I know it's right because he looked it up.
Yeah.
So it just, a lot of it just depends. And like Columbus, which is the state capital, wasn't, I forget when that was actually settled, because for a long time Chillicothe was the state capital. So that was the Northwest Territory capital first, became one of the first state. It was a first capital of the state, and then they moved it to Columbus, which made it more centrally located. And that's also very flat. So some of it's just the geography. You get down here along the river, it gets hillier, but you don't have to go very far, and you hit that plateau, and then you drive from here to Cleveland, and I don't know if the elevation changes 200 feet.
And what was it that you said that was the flat area? What is it called? Daisy Ridley Land? Daisy Ridley Land.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll call it that.
We got
It's
mountains
pretty
all
flat,
around
dude.
us.
Come on, you got to admit.
All right. But yeah, I think central and kind of in the western central part, there's several kind of pockets of Amish, and I think there's some Mennonite, but they're up more like north, east, and central. So, and then we don't have as many. You get in the Appalachian territory, to the more direct, almost like straight east from Cincinnati. I think they're Scotch Irish, but they're not as hillbilly like they are in Tennessee, North Carolina. We don't have we don't have the Highland Games. We don't have, because you get down into Tennessee, like where I grew up, the hillbillies are all of Scotch Irish descent. This is why they have the clog dancing and all that other stuff. And then
Do they make moonshine?
I don't know. See, they don't grow as much corn around here. It's mostly cattle.
Oh.
So they probably make some, but yeah, you get down in Tennessee and basically they were growing corn and tobacco.
Yeah.
It's basically
You smoke a cigarette and drink some moonshine.
right. That's right. But it's saying in North Carolina, I don't remember if they have it in Tennessee, but I know in North Carolina they have the Highland Games around Asheville or somewhere, and that's coming directly from the Scottish and Irish, especially Scottish.
Have y'all
heritage.
ever drank moonshine?
Well, I've had the stuff they make in the places. I've not done the real stuff made in the back hollers.
Does
it's so much
Juanito
better.
151 count?
Apple pie moonshine it goes down like Kool-Aid, but you can't stand up afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I have had some of that I got from a friend of a friend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We need, yeah, we got this stuff. We got this stuff with the hookup called Tropical Redneck, and it's got mango, strawberry, cherry,
Ooh,
and pineapple, and it is to die for.
man, a guy from south of the border like me should probably love that. Because I grew
It's
up on all
delicious.
that.
Yeah.
You heard that I was from south of the border, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So bring that shit to me, man.
I mean,
I drink that stuff like it's water, man.
I figured you meant, Canadian border, but
Yeah, we're all there. We are all south of the border from
Now
the
I gotta ask
Canadian
the
border.
question: is the reason we're pushing so hard for a Mexican border is because of MS-13 and stuff? In Canada, Canada people just seem friendly.
my understanding, that's a big part of it. The
Yeah.
other thing is people aren't sneaking across the northern borders in the United States with, people that are leaving out in the desert to die,
Yeah.
assaulting the women and children.
Yeah.
There's a lot of human trafficking too that goes
Oh, yeah.
back and forward across the Mexican border.
Because every
Extreme.
time I have a conversation about the border and everything, it's like, well, there's not one for Canada.
But there is, because a lot of third world country or third party countries are flying into Canada and coming down through
Yeah.
area, that border there. So they have typically the big talk has been because America doesn't like brown people, they're sealing the southern border. But no, the northern border is as well being sealed or at least controlled, but they're not building a wall because people aren't streaming over it like they would the southern border.
They're also not bringing drugs.
Oh, they're bringing drugs from the Canadian side.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're bringing it from everywhere. They bring it into the ports. They bring it into the southern border, but the southern border gets all the press because the press wants to make the administration look like xenophobes and racist because they say they're brown people.
Now, do you think people are going to start tweaking because all the borders are truly closed right now?
Oh yeah,
And
you're going to see
stuff
some
ain't
withdrawals. You're already seeing withdrawals. Seeing it from these
But
movie stars.
did you?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, look at them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Not to get too political of it, but did you hear about
that?
Madrone, the
How bad
Venezuela
is it going to get
president?
when people are going to
Maduro.
start
Maduro? Yeah.
snorting
Did you hear him? He got
Tide Pods
arrested.
again and stuff?
I didn't hear that.
He got indicted by the U.S.
I
government.
said, how bad is it going to get? Is people going to start trying to snort Tide Pods and stuff?
Oh.
Tommy, shut up.
Start. They're gonna have to go to the fish store and get some. Man, this is good.
Man, I like his Tide Pod stuff.
Yeah, Tide Pods ain't.
Nah, but I heard the Venezuela president got locked up.
He got locked up, or he was indicted, but did he get captured?
Yeah, because of drug trafficking and human trafficking charges.
Yep.
They picked him up.
Yep, Nicolas Maduro. He was a cab driver for Hugo Chavez, and he was so loyal they made him the number one. He was his driver. Hey, what qualifications you have? Oh yeah, man, I can spin drift like nobody, man. I can Tokyo drift, and I'm here in Caracas. I don't even have to go to Tokyo. I can spin drift, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I see that he was indicted, charged, but I don't see if he was arrested yet.
Oh, okay.
That'd be nice, but he might still be. But it may, you put this out, especially if you can get an Interpol arrest warrant, then if he moves anywhere, he'll get snagged.
What
Well, there
happened
was
to
somebody.
Seth?
Who was it that?
Huh?
No, never mind. Go ahead, Tommy. Sorry.
Say it.
Oh, what happened to Seth?
Nothing.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I see his
Can you hear me?
moving, but I don't see him talking.
No, I can hear him fine.
Oh, I can
Okay,
hear him.
cool.
So that's probably why you didn't know you didn't realize you were talking over him.
Oh,
Oh, oops.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna exit out and see
Sick
it come
bird.
back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's well, that'd be good. Start cleaning up the mess.
yeah.
But yeah, that's one I've wondered. I haven't really been paying attention here, and I didn't even think about it. But a lot of the Chinese-made what are that? The opioids and stuff that were killing people around here because it was laced with elephant tranquilizer and a bunch of other crap. I wonder if those people are going in withdrawals. 'Cause that's where a lot of that stuff was made. All right, Appalachian, speak. See if Tommy can hear you.
Yo.
I can hear you now.
All right, good.
That's a
Shut
hell,
up. Don't talk over me.
hell of a beard, brother.
I'm halfway done with my trash can.
Is this your COVID beard here? Your quarantine beard?
The best dad ever cup.
Nice. Now, do you have to
I'm-
wash off the can before you flip it upside down?
I do.
Yeah, good, because you don't want that COVID in your drink, bro. No COVID.
Now, do you think if it affected young people, it'd be as bad?
It does affect young people.
Well, I mean, as bad as it does old people.
Well,
Well, it affects people with immune or compromised immunity systems, or immune system. So even if you're young and you have asthma, you have, you're a teenager with a scorching case of herpes, it might well, because a lot of young kids' initial STDs are the herpes. They don't jump straight to, what is it, the drip or chlamydia, things like that. They go straight for the herpes.
And now that sounds like they're seeking it out.
Exactly.
Well, when
they walk into the bar, they go, "I want one scorching case of herpes, please. Thank you."
Space herpes, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that there was because people were lambasting me on Facebook last several weeks, and so I started doing some research. And there's been part of it in the States. Some of the fears were people with, especially people that were pre-diabetic or obese or something. But there was a study that started looking at areas of why certain areas are worse than others. And it's not just because people in a city are closer together, but in particular, in some areas, the pollution levels are, like especially in China, northern Italy, the pollution there was much higher because of all the industry and stuff that's there. So New York, you had a lot of people who had compromised sometimes it's immune system, but they have a compromised breathing, whatever that would be, your respiratory system. That's the word I'm looking for. And they didn't know it because they grew up in it. And it was like they started noticing that people who lived there all their lives were more susceptible than people who had just moved there, say 10 years ago or something. Who came from, especially if they came from more open areas, either the suburbs or the middle, country or whatever, and then they moved to New York City. They would get it and get over it, where someone the same age, and the only real difference is they grew up there, that person ends up in intensive care or maybe even passes away. So there's some of that comes in. So some people, they have diminished lung capacity and other things, and they don't know it because they don't have anything to compare against. Right. It's different if you've been smoking all your life or something, then hey, you're always coughing up a lung even when you're well. That's different than, you don't have some of those symptoms. And then there seems to be some kind of genetic component to it. This is also why they've looked at blood types and stuff like that. So, but they haven't fully figured out what that is. They just know that people with O blood types, they're not immune, but they're less likely, if they get it, they're far more likely to survive and not get it as severely than people who have other blood types. So anyway,
I did there earlier. See
Yeah.
what I did there earlier about the blood type diet?
Yeah.
We came full
Wait.
circle.
We came full circle, and I know well, as soon as I started on that path, I realized that's where I was headed, so I just did it.
Oh, okay.
So talk about the blood type. Now, if you get a blood transfusion from someone that has universal blood, does yours go back to your regular blood, or are you considered that universal blood then?
Right. So, like, if you're like an AB positive and you get O negative blood,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't change your blood type. It's just your
Ah.
body does not reject it.
I
So
see.
those cells will cycle out over time. So because basically, so I'm O positive. So anybody in the positive range can take my blood if I was allowed to give it. And then negative, O negative is the unit going to go anywhere. So basically, if you take an AB blood and you stab someone with O with it, their body is going to start rejecting those blood cells like in a foreign invasion.
Ooh.
Okay. It's not as, well, I guess it could be as bad, but basically you would go into, you would reject the blood.
Yeah.
So you'd start producing a lot of white blood cells, and you would really feel ill until that was, processed by your body if it didn't kill you. So, but it doesn't change your blood type. I guess for a time you have a mixed blood type.
Yeah.
And then eventually those cells will, because your body's always producing more, and cells have a lifespan and they go away. At least that is my understanding. I'm not a doctor, so don't take that as medical advice. But I do know that, the positive can take a positive or negative. Negative can only take negative. And if you're A or B, you can take an AB or your actual type, and then O can go anywhere.
Yeah, think of a car battery.
Hmm.
The red goes to the red, black goes to the black.
Unless it goes to your nipples.
Especially when it goes to your nipples. Be a boosh.
Yeah. So, but the other side of that, of your question there, Prime, about settling in Ohio,
I'm
here, I know you're done, but in Cincinnati, part of how it got its name is a lot of Revolutionary War soldiers, as part of payment for their services, they were given settlements in the Northwest Territory. So,
right, for the Order of Cincinnatus.
well, yeah, the Order of Cincinnati, and they saw George Washington as a modern day Cincinnatus, right? He was a farmer, well, he'd done his military service, went back to his plantation basically, but did his farming duties. When his country called him, he came up, came back, took the reins of power. Now, granted, as president, 2 terms, said, I'm done, and went back to his farming.
And then relinquished power back. Right.
And then died 2 years later or something
I
like that.
know.
But
He
that's
lived longer than his the males in his family, though.
Yeah. So, but it's not odd to, especially some of the the cemeteries. There's one not too far from me, actually, and it's really strange when the city was founded in 18 or 1790, I forget when. It was before it was a state, but there aren't a whole lot of cemeteries. You find bigger cemeteries down in the city, but you get around the outskirts where the farming communities were, and you'll find these small little cemeteries beside the road. And and sometimes there's still burial. There's one down the road for me, I thought was closed. And I was going through it a few years ago. I used to be into geocaching, and I'm like, oh, this person was buried 2 weeks ago. But then you start looking at it, and you go 19th century, and then 18th. It's like, and then you get Civil War. So and so fought in the Civil War and died 1810 or something.
Yep.
So it's kind of, and then there is one literally up the road from me, which was a family cemetery, and it's also a poor family. So it's you don't find, so they're sandstone or limestone sometimes, so they're hard to read, and they've discolored, and because they dissolve faster, especially the sandstone ones. And you can see by the name that it's a family, extended family, and a handful of other people, because there might be 40, 50 graves in there. And it's like, the last person buried there was like 1850 or maybe 1860. But what's really sad is you'll see a headstone and mother and father, and then like 6 or 7 child names. And it's like, lived 3 months, lived a year and a half, lived 2 years, lived, 6 months. And then if in a lot of them, because this is where it helps to be able to read German, because it's like if you go back in time, so if you go to the most recent English, and then all of a sudden everything's in German, and you don't find any more English at all. So,
yeah, I only speak English.
Yeah,
I speak American.
Yeah, the British would say we don't speak English.
Yeah, we don't speak.
We certainly don't speak the Kings. Well, hey, Superfan, it's congratulations on almost 2 months of not smoking, man. That's great.
Yeah, mine's 5 minutes.
But yeah, it's an interesting area. And so a lot of in Cincinnati and some of the areas you'll find a lot of German, and then like I said, you get more central, you find other things. But anyway, I wanted that was just that dangling turd that I wanted to make sure I got out there. That's all.
Hanging Chad.
I had that Klingon.
Ooh, wipe. TP ain't that bad right now. You can still find it.
Did y'all ever watch that movie John Hex, or I can't remember the name of it? He had a burn.
Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex.
Yep.
Yeah. Did y'all watch that?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. I got the DVD, but I've never watched it.
There's a little comment in my house. If we buy the DVD, we'll never watch the movie.
Yeah, that's how it is at
Weird.
my house.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So we have a lot of DVDs that are like still in the packaging.
Yeah, still in that little
Except
plastic.
the Rise of Skywalker.
I like digital downloads.
Yeah.
See, I want to have a physical copy, physical copy of something, because if I don't like it,
I don't
take it on the back.
I don't buy digital. I just buy the physical copy with the digital download.
So when the apocalypse
and just use
hit
that.
and cable's gone, you have something to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
But for the time being, if my daughter's asleep, I don't have to get up and change the DVD. I can just flip something over.
Yeah.
Just get up.
But if she's asleep, I don't want to wake her up.
Is she sleeping in the bed with you?
No. But like if we're on the couch and she's passed out, on me.
Well, there is. I'm sure there's nothing more comfortable than sleeping on the Appalachian American.
Oh no, because I got a nice big old round belly.
Now. Your daughter.
All right.
I can't quit you.
I got a story to tell y'all. So my daughter would not let me hold her and rock her to sleep. And I thought it was she wanted skin to skin contact. So I tried to hold her without a shirt. And my chest hair was tickling her face, so she wouldn't go to sleep. So I shaved my chest.
Oh, that's commitment, bro.
And it didn't work either. She just wanted her mom. My chest hair came back with vengeance. I look like Chewbacca right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the love of a parent.
I had the happy trail,
takes.
and now I have the happy forest.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
God. Yo, Han Solo. I used to be. So, what you got, Tommy, outside of your Happy Trail story? How's that Red Bull coming? That trash can.
It's almost gone, and she's asleep, so I can't get another one.
Because she's the one that makes them?
Yeah.
Does she make them better than you do?
If I make them, it tastes like rubbing alcohol.
There you go.
So.
And what's the mixture again?
I just know it has Red Bull in it. I have no idea what else is made in it.
What's the liqueur?
Let me just see. I can tell you right now. I can tell you what she bought at the store.
Yeah, go see what the ingredients are. Now, can I try it with a Monster and call it something different? Can I upend a Monster?
I like Monster better than Red Bull.
Yeah.
I know it's got Smirnoff in it.
Whoa.
It's got Bacardi.
Ooh, dang. Yeah, Smirnoff and Bacardi mixed.
So clear
Triple
rum, the
sec.
clear rum, triple sec.
Jeez.
It's also got
It almost sounds like a blue, huh?
Blue Cremona, whatever that is, and Beach Schnapps.
This sounds like what it's called a bullfrog in Bahrain.
Vanilla rum in it.
They used to mix like every alcohol in there, and it was so good.
It's basically the same. They mix every alcohol in it, and then they add Red Bull.
Back in the 80s or late 70s, we used to call that a suicide. You go to the 7-Eleven or whatever, and then you just pour a little bit of each one of the sodas.
Oh yeah,
and you badass if you got all of them in there and drank it.
Yeah, except Tab. Usually we'd skip over the diet drink.
yeah.
I used to do that in Little League after a game.
Oh, yeah, because it was always sugary ones you had to put in there.
Yeah, so you had regular Coke, or like where I lived, it was RC usually.
Yeah,
and then grape Knee-High orange, Frescas, or sometimes what was the other one? There's
Mountain
only like
Dew.
4 or 5 of it.
7-Up.
I don't know if 7-Up. I don't know if Mountain Dew was around when in the late 70s. I mean, I think it goes back to the 60s, but I don't remember being in the fountain drink.
Yeah, I don't remember Mountain Dew because people now today make a big deal over Mountain Dew. Like,
That's
oh,
true.
you take it, you're gonna, your heart's gonna explode or something. Let's see.
They used to say
Okay,
it lowered
I'm here.
sperm count.
Well, if it isn't little Tappy Boy,
Yeah, I just got home from work. My bad.
that's all right.
I know. I mean, you think I would at least make this day a of all days? I'm usually the one who's always early, but I'm late on the last day, of course.
That's right.
Dan, I did send a message to Erik Ward, but I never heard back.
Oh well. Ellen Pieces has got a big headache, sucking all that dick.
Oh,
Hey, man, you missed Jeff was
He
in the
heard me.
chat briefly. Okay. Oh, that's
I
right.
saw that when I was messaging. I saw that he was in there. I don't know if I was there when he probably was gone by the time I actually saw it when I started messaging. But yeah. I was like, well, that's a surprise. I didn't expect to see that of all
no
channels.
shit.
Of all people.
Now you show up.
Yeah. Well, who was what's it called? So what are you talking about? I kind of missed. I didn't get to see all of it. I know you were talking about something about remakes and shit.
Well, that was Tommy's question: is what movie would you want to see if you had to choose a movie to be remade? Which one would it be?
Okay, I'll give you some. I don't have a movie, but I do have a show. I would maybe if it's done right, the same old, respect the what came before and all that. I would like to see another rendition
Mom.
of Battlestar Galactica.
I
my
never got
mom's
into
listening. Sorry,
Okay.
it.
she just texted me something about Mountain Dew, and I don't know who was talking about something with Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, they were talking
Mellow
about
Yellow.
80s sodas.
Yeah. Well, 70s. Well, and I looked it up. Apparently, it goes back as a mixture to the 40s, but and it's in Tennessee, and lo and behold, it was supposed to be mixed with whiskey. So,
Oh, wow.
there's a shock.
Tennessee whiskey, I mean, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, but I remember in the 60s, so PepsiCo got it and acquired the rights to it in 64. But yeah, because I remember that being in bottles. I remember Mellow Yellow, but I don't remember if they were on the fountain. I mean, I stopped playing Little League Baseball in 79, so it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
when
played
you were
soccer.
getting the
Huh?
baseball, you had a tragic accident with the baseball pitcher,
I was starting to say
Tommy
he's that
John.
kid that got killed on Maximum Overdrive. That little kid was getting shot at with soda cans and shit.
That's right. Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
Is that Emilio Estevez?
Hey, yeah. Now there's a movie you could remake. See how take a shot at that one, but I don't know for sure if it will work out.
What about
Do
the
like
movie Duel? Have you seen the movie Duel?
no.
With that
What's it
big old
about?
big old truck. Well, this guy's driving. He's a mild-mannered, like salesman or something, driving through the desert in his Ford Falcon or something like that. And then this one big rig car comes by, and he's like trying. He gets in front of him, so he tries to go around him and cuts him off. And then the truck chases him all over the desert for like ever, and you never really find out who the driver is. But I won't spoil the film. It's one of Spielberg.
Gene Wilder.
What's that? It's Gene Wilder. Hello. This is my driving hand.
Right.
Yeah. So it's one of Spielberg's first films. I think it was before Jaws.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it kind of has that Jaws feel to it, where the truck is following the guy and trying to kill him.
I want to see a remake of The Blob.
The Blob.
They,
I've never actually seen any of those.
Tommy, what's up with you and wanting to see remakes of everything, man?
the
Like,
70s
I just-
movie was a remake.
I want good
Oh, was it
stuff.
really?
I know,
Yes.
but still.
I didn't know that.
Jesus.
I didn't know that.
Well,
I
Michael
must be
Moore is
too
not
young.
acting anymore.
Oh,
He's
so they
just-
made it in 88,
Yeah, it was a remake of Gone with the Wind.
58 when the original. Yeah. Okay, so it was 88 that they remade it, but yeah, 58 was the original.
Yeah, I have to go see that
Yeah,
one.
Tommy, Michael Moore got out of acting, so they won't be able to make the remake of The Blob.
Oh.
But what's it called?
Did you say the
I don't know
duel?
what
Is
else.
that what you were talking about?
I
Duel
haven't
with
seen it.
Dennis Weaver.
The duel.
When they come out?
Duel.
I know that. Or just Duel. 71.
Yes.
Duel.
TV movie.
That makes
Dennis
sense.
Weaver. Yeah.
Dennis Weaver, McLeod.
Yeah, I know that.
Sure,
McLeod, I
cartoon
remember. And the picture on IMDb is him as McLeod. Is like, oh, I recognize that.
And he wasn't Connor McLeod.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't. Yeah, yeah. Connor. It wasn't Connor McLeod from the Clan McLeod.
And he was, yeah. He wasn't the Highlander. He was just some like Wyoming cop. And
See,
you
they
know
would
he-
totally remake that one and fuck that one up. I know
Yeah,
that. The Highlander.
I've
Now
never
there you
seen
go.
it.
Okay, well, okay. Here's something we could do. So not only is it a movie, so you got your remake, but let's. What would the SJW remake look like?
Oh shit! The Highlander's a chick now. Of course.
Are you sure?
Of course, man. SJW it up. I'm SJW it up, and that was the first mark. It's a strong, independent woman who didn't give a chance, and she finally went out to battle. And then she got killed, but turns out she can't die, and then she gets ostracized not just because she's an immortal, but she's a woman, and she's black, and she happens to be the only black Highlander.
Oh Lord.
Does she come? Does she start out white and come back black, or is it black?
I don't know.
She used skin lightener to lighten her
She came
skin.
back black.
Straighten her
Well,
hair out.
look, I asked because they some of the goofy concepts like that I've seen come up with. I'm like, I can't even twist my head around and come up with that. It's like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's almost like if you took the most sexist, racist, homophobic stance, and you made that character, but then you flipped the attitude around, and it's like, okay, whatever. No, Highlander would be a third grader, Adam Shawhan says. Oh, third gender. I read that wrong. Third gender. There you go.
Third gender.
I haven't worn my glasses for 2 weeks.
Ooh.
The elusive third gender.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Well, yeah.
And the
So
Kurgan, of course, is
Yeah.
going to remain a white man.
can
Because, evil white men.
right. Well, so Sean Connery's, the Scottish Egyptian or whatever was he supposed to be in the first.
Oh, God. No, they'll go out of the way to make sure they find a Scottish Egyptian actor to play him.
Right. Well, he'll start. Well, that'll still be a man. Shows up to train her, and she says, "Never mind."
Yep. I got this. Like, you know what, old man? I got this. Old white man.
trying
Oh,
to
my
be white.
earrings.
Right. That
And
was,
she's a lesbian.
oh no, he was supposed to be Spanish. That's right, because he calls him a Spanish peacock.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, there's a homophobic remark. Right, but it's like the Spanish man with a Scottish accent. That's awesome.
He was blended in, all right.
But yeah. So yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
but
that
you know
would
what? The Kurgan will also be a Nazi. He'll just be a proto-Nazi, you know, before the Nazis ever invented. But he'll literally be a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is that the bad guy? Is that who you were saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the bad guy, the villain.
The villain, yeah. Yeah.
All the villains that are white stay white. Oh yeah, because the first guy he fought. Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, in the original, of course, you know, it was a wrestling match at the beginning, but instead of a regular, it's two chicks fight. It's one of those girl fight clubs they have now. They're trying to start up in England. And
The Jello wrestling.
Yes, you know. Yeah.
Well, they're not doing that a whole lot in
SJW
England
wrestling.
now.
It's gonna be SJW wrestling, so no Jello.
Yeah, but now they got a social distance, so they have to wrestle 6 feet apart.
Oh,
I know, right? They got to use the sticks to poke at each other with. Right.
Okay. What about another one? Oh, wait a minute. How would you recast Star Wars? Oh, wait, we already had that.
It's called The Farce and Gorgeous.
What do you think when they make the coronavirus movie? What do you think it's going to be like?
It's going to be where
Orange
the
Man
main
Bad.
character is a woman, but she works at the White House, and she was the first one to say, "Hey, something's going on." But all the white men ignored her because she's a woman. She must be on the period. They check their books. Say, "Is that your time of the month already?" And all that shit. And you know, she's got her black sidekick friend and all that. He's all nerdy and shit, but he's the only one that believed her. And then, like, you know, it ends with everyone dying. You know, the whole cabinet administration dying, and she becomes president. Oh, sorry. She becomes president of the United States at the end. There you go. I just made it. And it's going to be played by Gwyneth Paltrow. She's going to advertise Goop. She's going to have all that, what's it called?
Because she's going to be wanting to put Goop on everybody that's sick.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We don't need a vaccine. We don't need medicine. We just need Goop.
Yep, we got Goop. Put those rots up your vagina.
Oh.
Well, you didn't mention the fish tank cleaner.
That'll be the president will say, if you eat fish, do the fish tank one, you'll be all right. And he causes all these deaths and all that.
I the fish tank cleaner challenge.
See, I told you as soon as Tap would get here, it would be fun.
I know, right? Such a riot.
No, you plant seeds in everybody else's heads, and we say, you know. That's the funniest thing Seth said all night.
Huh. Ha ha ha.
I'm sorry, that just means that I'm a shitty host. That's what it really means.
Don't worry, at least you started everything and you put everything together, so it all works out.
Well, at least you're in it all, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm bookending the show.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So, and I still haven't decided if I'm going to try and get my lazy button gear and get all the BitChute versions done. I'm like 4 months behind.
I don't even know if you should worry about it. They're like, just put the last one on there. This one.
Use people.
Have the gap.
Right.
Like they would notice.
Yeah. Or remove everything. So just have the first one and the last one.
Yep. And just be like, what did they did a hell of a cast change while I wasn't paying attention. Like that. The Mexican sounds whiter now.
Well, no, LMP wasn't here for the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
Second or third one. Although I wish I could get that off that old hard drive that crashed, because we actually did have some test stuff we did some other crap, but he wasn't here for the first one. But yeah, and even on my channel, and it's hard to find. Like I type in the Fan Caste in BitChute and it doesn't show anything.
Well, real quick, to speak of your channel, I forgot to tell you, and I saw it last time. I did like your new whatever avatar you have for your channel, the Powerpuff Girls theme one.
Yeah, my daughter did that years ago.
I've been meaning to tell you that when I saw they had changed it to say something, I was like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, guy I work with, he's on, I think it's TikTok, and he hardly had. And he's a year younger than I am, and he hardly had anybody on his channel. And one of his nephews said, "You need to change it," because he had an avatar for something else that was a Lego figure that kind of looked like him, or it was like make yourself a Lego figure or something like that. And he changed it to that, and like his channel just exploded. It's like he was getting like 10 subs a day or something, for weeks and weeks. So he had like thousands of followers or whatever they're calling TikTok.
People love Powerpuff Girls.
Have y'all been on TikTok lately?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I only see little videos. Every once in a while, I see something that's been posted on YouTube. Yeah.
So that's why I did that recently.
I'm also not a trap. I remember those commercials annoyed the hell out of me when I was first coming out. Like, I don't care if you're dressed up like an anime girl, you can't sing for shit.
It's more like a thought.
Yeah, them thoughts everywhere. They getting all mad because of what's it called? A computer generated girl was taking their money. Free.
Thought.
And then they get mad when they get called out. Bunch of bitches.
And most of them are dressed as dudes.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see that OK Boomer? Is that a chick or is that an actual girl? Is my question.
Hey, it's a third gender, like Adam Shawhan just brought up. It's a Highlander.
The very elusive third gender.
That's right.
Very deceitful and conniving and dastardly, shall I say?
Yes, you shall.
And
Dastardly.
dastardly. That's like the best thing you could, if you want to make fun of someone for their evils, they call them dastardly. You dastardly bastard. But anyway, okay, let's see if we can think of another. We did the Highlander. All right, let's see. I already did one. I'm gonna throw it out. Jaws. To do an SJW version of Jaws. We already know who stays white.
So no, do a mix of Finding Nemo and Jaws.
Ooh.
There you go.
Okay. Clearly, they're gonna keep what's her face, the one with the ears, the one that plays Dory. Ellen DeGeneres. I call her the one with the ears sometimes.
Yeah,
so
doing the card trick.
Yeah, it's a six of clubs.
And then the great white shark, obviously he's going to stay white because he's evil, like all of us.
Great white shark. White.
Yep. He's great, and he's great, but he's not going to be called the great white. He's just going to be called a white shark. They're going to take off the great part.
The great shark.
The bad
we should start shark. That. We'll start a petition. Say, look, because why calling the great white shark great is so racist and problematic.
You can get away with that because you're Mexican.
I know, right?
But great and white, that should already be implied, right?
Right? I'm great and white. So what?
Did he say that?
Well, okay. Well, speaking of that, so here's something, Prime. You probably remember this TV show. If you were to redo this TV show, The White Shadow.
Oh shit!
You guys know this TV show?
You know it's fantasy because it's a white basketball player,
right? It's a white. He's like a retired basketball player, right, or something like that. Yep, white basketball coach who goes to a black high school and turns the team around.
That's right.
Sounds like Coach Carter to me.
Yep,
but only in reverse. But only in reverse.
Yep.
It's Mace Windu in high school.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Hoosiers, but in the hood.
In the hood. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was based on anything though.
Hoosiers.
I don't think it was. Like Hoosiers was based on real events. I don't think that was. I don't remember even how many seasons that show was on. I mean, I can just barely remember it.
Do you remember the actor's name?
Oh no.
Ken.
Ken Burns.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you guys up to speed so we can beat the other school here, and we're gonna film it, and it's gonna be all slow motion.
We're just gonna pan and zoom and in and out, back and forth.
Exactly.
That's your moves. You're gonna pan and zoom all over the team, and you're gonna win.
I guess it was a mixed high school, mostly black, not all black. 3 seasons. Ken Howard.
Be like, and if he knocks you down, you call him a racist. Say it was a hate crime. If he
Yeah, if he went to go take the job and they didn't win, it would be a hate crime.
Yeah,
came in here to sabotage my boys.
Nope.
Yeah, he was pretty tall, apparently.
Hence,
Oh, that's why he was a basketball player.
that's right.
Not former white. That makes no sense. Well,
Former
today-
slave master becomes a basketball coach at an inner city kid's high school.
Oh, does that explain the film plot badly?
Yeah.
I could find some if you guys want
White
to explain
Shadow,
that.
White Shadow, starring Sean King.
Oh God, Sean King.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow's
That's
dad
fucking
created that show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where all that money is coming from. She's getting that White Shadow money.
That jupe.
Yeah.
Fuck. Man, I'll tell you, all these fucking celebrities, man. Like when you start digging, you realize a bunch of them are just in the business because of the family. They had someone who was a producer or knew somebody who was worked on something, directed this, and they say, put my kid in a movie, why don't you? Or I'll fuck your life up. I'll really go Harvey Weinstein on your ass.
Look at Barrymore. I mean, she's from Lionel Barrymore, who was Hollywood royalty back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And then there's shit. Damn it, I'm trying to think of someone right now.
Sheens.
The Charlie Sheens and all that. Yeah, them. Fucking, I think, damn it, that guy. Wasn't, the dude who, I can't remember his name, but he was the Lone Ranger on that one with Johnny Depp.
Army
I know
Hammer.
who you're talking about.
I think
Hammer?
he was like, I think so, yeah. I think he was in it because he had the money and they put him in movies. I think that was him. Somebody was talking about it.
Isn't he in the Arm & Hammer, the Fortune? I mean, he's part of that family, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
crazy.
I found a few. I think we may have done some of these before. Do you want to try a few explain
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
film plot badly?
Sure.
This is the
Shoot it.
quintessential one, I think. Talking frog convinces son to kill his dad.
Oh shit!
That's The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Boomer.
Drug
Boomer.
drug addicted girl takes advantage of mentally challenged boy for 3 decades.
Forrest
Big.
Gump.
Yeah.
Oh no, I said big.
Big.
Another one.
Yeah, these we may, I don't know. Grumpy emo chick ponders whether to shag a corpse or a dog over several years. I'm trying to find some newer ones.
What is that? Get Out.
No.
It's a
Dog
Wonderful
or a
Life.
corpse? I don't know.
Grumpy emo chick ponders whether to shag a corpse or a dog over several years.
Beetlejuice.
No.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. Kristen Stewart played the emo chick.
Oh, Twilight or whichever one. One of the Twilight movies.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole series.
Okay.
Group this one now, this is funny, and I'm a fan of these movies. Group spends 9 hours returning jewelry.
I'm not sure on that one.
What is
Group spends 9 hours returning jewelry.
No idea.
The Lord of the Rings.
Oh God.
Technically,
I feel for not getting that one.
yeah.
It's
I
just
got-
one jewelry priest, yeah.
A guy that's alone in the forest kisses a dead body while 7 other guys watch.
Snow White.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio wanders a frozen wasteland in search of an Oscar.
Damn it, what was that movie called? I can't remember.
Revenant?
The Revenant, yeah.
Yeah. Boy spends 7 years being a third wheel.
Oh my God.
My voice is going in. I'm out of water. Been in the basement too long this week. My allergies are just going nuts.
Of course.
Yeah, boy spends 7 years being a third wheel.
Oh well.
Stand and deliver.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Star Trek and Next Generation.
Um,
How's it going?
yeah, but that's not a movie.
Yeah.
It's the Harry Potter series.
Oh God.
Redheaded guy, I guess, is the third wheel. I don't know. I didn't see it.
Ron Weasley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know. And then he got,
we got 2 new
his best friend
subscribers
fucked
tonight.
his sister.
So,
Well, that's nice.
girl wakes up to a stranger on top of her in bed, but it's cool because he's hot.
Twilight.
Nope.
Come on,
It's a
guys.
Walt Disney movie.
Oh shit.
The Force
I know.
Awakens.
No, an animated Walt Disney. It's
Force
actually,
Awakens.
I think it's a Grimm's fairy tale.
That was pretty animated. No, I was
Right.
on mocap.
Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, okay.
Stockholm. Okay, the next one. Stockholm Syndrome works.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Mercy.
Oh God.
Noseless guy has an unhealthy obsession with a teenage boy.
Wait, what?
I'm
What?
not sure I
What
know this one.
noseless?
Yeah.
I'm
not
Fire
sure I
Strike Back.
No, I think it's
Duel.
Oh God, shut up. Hush. Say it one more time.
Duel.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now that I know that, yeah. Noseless guy has an unhealthy obsession with a teenage boy. I know who this is. I know what this one.
Oh, Harry Potter.
You're looking
Yeah,
at
it's Harry Potter. Yeah.
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 As Voldemort. Family's first Airbnb experience goes very wrong.
Vacation.
Oh. I kind of want to say, what do you call it? Was it Misery? But it's his family.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh.
No, that's your.
That could be our default. Oh no.
Very wrong. They were in the outdoors and in little tents. That's kind of an Airbnb, and it goes very wrong.
Pocahontas.
They couldn't quit each other.
He can't quit you.
Can't quit this tent. I can't quit this Airbnb.
I'm about to quit you in a minute.
Some folks call it a dingling. I call it a sling blade.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's the last show, because we'll be kicked off YouTube anyway. The Shining.
The Shining boy, the Shining. Do you want to get sued?
Yep.
Everyone tries the ice bucket challenge.
The day after tomorrow.
The Abyss.
Tom,
What about y'all?
Anybody else got a guess?
Goldeneye.
No.
All right.
Day after tomorrow.
No. Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Duh, right?
That was bad. You're fired.
There's a movie to remake.
Well, there we go. What would the remake of that be?
Well, the remake would be telling the true story that a U-boat sunk the Titanic.
Oh, that one.
Oh.
Oh, I got a good one. Okay,
Right.
Mr. Clean.
Is that it? Okay, Mr. Clink.
Coronavirus.
Oh God.
You're fired.
Really?
What?
We're all fired.
Yeah.
You're fired, you're fired, and you're fired.
A guy learns to love a girl without her Instagram filters.
Shrek.
Is that the one with the pig nose? I can't remember the name of that.
Well, there's Instagram filters to make people look a lot better than they really are.
She. Wasn't that that Joaquin Phoenix movie or something?
I thought it was about her.
Her, that's it. I was doing third gender on that one.
Because this one is not, because he actually falls for, well, I guess it is kind of accurate, but it's more like she learns to live without her Instagram filters. So,
I bet he was like, I can't quit, girl. I can't quit your Instagram.
it's Shrek.
Hey, I was right. I said Shrek.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. I didn't hear
Where
you.
was their Instagram at all in that film? Come on.
Well, he meets her. She's Fiona as she's a beautiful princess. And then it's Love's True Kiss.
And then she gets ugly.
You know, True Kiss will reveal Love's true form or whatever in the heck it is. And then she turns into an ogre. The one where Jennifer Aniston lost her man in front of the world.
What was that again?
The
Mr.
one
and
where,
Mrs. Smith.
yeah, the one where Jennifer
Yep.
Aniston lost her man in front of the world. Kid comes out of the closet. This is funny.
Harry Potter.
No.
Harry.
No, it's not.
Up.
What is it?
The Chronicles of
answer?
Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, God. And I was thinking that. I just couldn't remember the whole fucking name. There's more than one kid coming out of the closet in that one.
I can't quit you.
It was like at least, what, 4 of them?
Yeah. Now, this is a TV show. That's all I'll say. People drink coffee for 10 years.
Ooh.
Seinfeld.
No,
No.
Frasier.
Friends.
No, Friends.
Friends, damn.
Tommy gets it. You guys
I
were
forgot,
close.
yeah.
You're in the right city. Well, except Frasier was in Seattle, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Seattle.
Girl
I just
has
saw
to,
that coffee shop they hung out with. That's why. But then Friends, yeah, they did that too.
yeah.
What, Gilmore Girls too?
Oh my god.
Well, I thought Gilmore Girls was out, so mostly supposed to be out in the
Some shit. So, home.
yeah, I only watched that because what's her name? Well, I watched it after
What, the mom?
year.
Watch the mom,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
You like Mills, you dog, you dirty
He's
dog.
younger
Ray.
than I am, man. By like a couple years.
You dirty.
Yeah, but you're a gilf.
I was in my 40s when I watched that. What? I'm not. I'm
Hey, baby, want to see my beer reviews?
not-
Gilf.
So this one could be a bunch of them. Girl has to pretend she's a man to be taken seriously.
Yentl.
That's a bunch of movies.
Mulan.
Yentl.
Boys Don't Cry.
Oh, I didn't even see Adam Shaw was playing along. Sorry, man.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, see, Yentl's one of, yeah, that could be it, but it's not the one they have a picture of. They
Captain
just
Marvel.
redid this one
Captain
as a
Marvel.
live action. It was animation, but they just did a live action version.
Pikachu. I mean, just
Not
take a
a
big
Chinese one.
Mulan.
Mulan.
That's what I said.
And then Moulin Rouge.
Oh
It's her
god, that
wearing
movie.
makeup. It's her wearing makeup.
It's Mulan, yeah.
Mulan.
Let's see, we did that one or did that
And
one? Okay. Paranoid.
They made a man out of her.
What?
Sorry, I was thinking that I was referencing this song. Go ahead, say it again.
Paranoid billionaire afraid of immigrant.
Donald Trump. I had to say it. It had to be said.
That's President Donald Trump to you.
Right? Oh damn.
Lives
Let me
in the White House.
Yeah.
her
It's-
was like a
I'll
porno.
give
Oh,
you
we
a
talking about that.
I give you a hint.
Okay,
Both
give me
of
a hint.
them had a mom named Martha.
Batman.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mentally unstable billionaire wants to make home great again, is criticized by clowns.
Trump.
Joker.
Well, it's in the same vein as the other one, except it was about 35 years ago. Or 31 years ago, I guess.
Duel.
That was 71. That was 40.
50 something years ago.
Yeah, I know it's almost 50. 40 years?
I'm not. I don't know.
Holy
Next
shit!
year it'll be
49 years ago. Good God.
Yeah, next year it'll be 50.
Duh. I'm over 50. Why am I surprised by that?
I wasn't.
Well, so that's the dark. So that basically Batman 89.
Oh,
They have
okay.
they have the Dark Knight, but the Dark Knight's not the right one. Well, the picture they have is Batman 89, but maybe they do mean the Dark Knight. Okay. Now this one is not so much a movie as a category of movies. Man-child learns to be an adult.
Big.
Toy.
Comedy.
A little bit narrower category than just comedy, and the other two are not in this list. There's
Police Academy.
25 movies listed here for this answer. Well, wait a minute.
wow.
Oh, okay, because one's a sequel. It's like, wait a minute, there's a couple of them are sequels.
Dude, what are you?
Every Adam Sandler movie.
Oh my God. God.
So it has Bedtime Stories, Little Nicky, Anger Management, The Wedding Singer, Big Daddy, Billy Madison. I guess some of these are listed more than once. Just go with it.
Maybe that's a movie we should do a watch party on. Billy Madison.
Daddy Daycare, Happy Gilmore, Spanglish. All those.
Isn't that the
Spanglish-
best movie of the 21st century?
What?
Happy Gilmore. Yep.
Yep.
Happy Gilmore.
Yep.
Oh.
The best movie of the 21st century. Yeah.
Remember
Oh,
1
okay.
Foot Phil?
Oh, bitch.
And you talk
That's
about
an
all those
inside
billions
joke.
of Switch that were sold. Yeah. All the billions.
That's a
of Switches.
WCBS inside joke.
Yep. I had to get one in there. But I'm thinking maybe we should do Billy Madison as a watch party. I'm still trying to think of movies to do for watch parties. Something that's available, you know. Okay.
Last watch party.
Yeah. A series of
Well-
maps.
My hair.
Nappy headed hoe.
Beheaded hoe.
That guy died too. The guy who said that, that's some nappy headed hoes. He died.
Al Sharpton?
No, that guy who had got in trouble for saying that about the WNBA.
Got upset. Yeah, you're talking about
Well, yeah, his partner got him to say
Don
it.
Imus. Yeah, he got.
Don Imus.
But Al Sharpton wouldn't have got up. Wouldn't got in trouble because nappy headed hoe.
He'd be like, kiss it good. Like on South Park when he was on South Park.
Oh. Inception. You guys gonna play the game or are you bored already?
Sorry, no, we got distracted, but
It's
I
like-
wasn't sure on the movie.
Check for
I forgot
movies.
about Inception.
Ism
I've never
edition.
seen Inception, though.
Hey.
So
You guys, all right, check this out. It's been on my mind for the last couple of days, and Tap, you just talked about South Park.
Mhm.
Do you guys remember the episode? It was season 6, episode 11, where child abduction isn't funny.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember that episode?
I do.
Oh, it's
All right.
Park? Okay.
Yeah, they were talking about how there was a kid got abducted, and there was studies over all on the news, like, oh, kids get abducted, you know, this way and this way and that way, and it's always it's a bigger chance now that kids are being abducted from people that they know, and it's always changing and becoming more scary. And it's like, man, isn't this like the news and media that we're watching now, like with this virus thing? Like, pretty soon everybody's going to be having child tracker. What is it? The child tracker
2000 or
4,000,
Yeah.
something like that. And then they were like, and then it was like they're all sitting there wearing that child tracker thing on their heads, and it was like a new study shows that kids aren't even safe with their parents, and so they send their kids like off, just like send them out of town. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, isn't the amount of stupidity behind the media and behind the people that follow the media? It was just like that
Mhm.
that episode of South Park.
Well, it's basically every episode, a lot of episodes of South Park. Because I've been watching it recently. There's a lot of them where they point out
Yeah.
the stupidity and in just society in general and people. And it's like people didn't get the hint because they're still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still acting retarded as hell.
It's kind of like a series Black Mirror. Did y'all ever watch that?
I'm aware of it. That's kind of like Twilight and all that shit. It falls in that category.
They in the series they put chips inside the kid's brain so the parents can see what they're seeing, and it gets really messed up.
That is something messed up.
Yeah, Black Mirror is kind of like the 21st century Twilight Zone. I mean, they've got a bunch of different anthology films or shows, and they're all centered around technology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it still gives you the same vibe because you don't know what's going on until the very end.
Mm-hmm. There's that little twist sometimes it has.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another episode I was watching where it was like talking about what's going on here, because it's like, I swear South Park was way ahead of its time by a few years. All the crazy shit, like that episode where Kyle becomes a black kid so he can play in basketball. So he does surgery, and what's going on now with all these people wanting to transition to females or to males, whichever way, and they feel that.
Or that lady that turned black, she got her skin injections.
Oh God, yeah.
Yep.
God damn. It's like that shit's happening. People what they call it a negroplasty. And then they had the dolphin plasty or whatever. You had all the different stuff. There's all kinds of. I was like, God dang it. That was so ridiculous. And now it's actually happened. We got all these people wanted to, they think, oh, I'll just go take a surgery and I can become the thing I've always wanted to be because I got a fucked up head.
Like your girl.
I got issues.
I feel black, so I am black.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy that wrote a book. That was in the 60s, I think.
Black Like Me.
Yep. Yeah, the white journalist, and he actually did that. He actually was able to dye his skin and do what?
He turned his skin black.
Mm-hmm. Well, he tanned it dark enough,
right?
To pass as like a mix or something. But yeah, the movie was horrible, but the book was pretty interesting. But yeah, kind of I was somewhere in the South too. I forget.
Wasn't that Spencer Tracy who played that role? Black Like Me. Oh, that was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think it was Spencer Tracy. I'm trying to remember who it was because it's
called me Mr. Tibbs.
He's too old for that, but
the movie was
almost part of it is an older style of movie making, but the movie was almost. It's like it wanted to sort of. I don't know. I found that it was not very respectful of the source material, and put it that way.
Didn't respect the source material.
Well, no, not in that. Yeah, because we were watching in English class, and it was we had to watch it over two, or maybe more than 1-2 periods. I don't even remember. It was more than a day. Because you got to go take attendance and you have to go down to the library and all that crap. And then it was on VHS tape, obviously. And we didn't even finish it as a class. We're like, this is insulting to what the message of the book was about. Let's just stop it.
Wait, you read and saw the film Black Like Me? I mean, we got the Breakfast Club. That's what we got to watch.
Oh, yeah.
English class?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was kind of, towards the end of the school year,
We got to watch radio.
God, that movie.
Radio.
I saw a little bit of that movie. I was like, Ed, what are you doing in this movie?
So if it was LMP, and I want a Mexican radio.
Yeah. Radio.
You even remember that song?
You be like, chinga tu madre, pinche tus petos, güey.
Eso
like that.
Como eso.
Jotos, pinche jotos. Something like that. LP, when he starts speaking Spanish, he goes, You know, you just can't understand him. He's like Ricky Ricardo that way. Oh shit! Delicious. I'm telling Pete, you think he would bring his fat ass on here, but he's got a headache. I got a headache.
Well, maybe he's got the. Maybe
He does not have Spanish flu.
He's a crybaby.
He's talking about his oh shit, tripping over here, Vietnamese girlfriend.
He's karma.
That's right. I'm getting beat around by the pinata.
Yeah,
If you
Well,
don't
maybe
beat the
should I
pinata, the
beat you up?
pinata beats you.
If you don't
it does if you're not careful. It'll swing around and smack you right in the mouth, and they'll say, "Hey, was that good for you too?"
Yeah. So,
So I've heard.
all right. Are we done with this game? Or are we done with the show?
Yeah, I think yeah. Either way,
It's
the
kind
final
of
night,
sad.
the final
I don't really
countdown.
want to go.
Well, you don't have to go home. You just got to get out of here.
Get the fuck up out of here.
I'll leave it open and, because I forget how many hours it eventually shut off, but I'm
Let's
waiting.
go out.
I'm waiting for the DBAs to finish all the database scripts, so I can't even do my testing because I really want to do that and see if it's going to work and then go home.
So what, are you
For a bit.
considered essential late?
No.
Good.
But
That's right. You
I
ain't
still
special. You ain't special.
I'm essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm essential.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't-
essential.
Yeah. I don't
You
have
ain't
to go
essential,
to-
Tommy. Shut up.
Yeah.
Prime is over here at the retirement home, wishing he was special.
Central time. I'm Eastern time.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, you said essential. I said central. Oh,
Not essentially.
central.
That's more Italian.
Tiempo
Italiano.
central.
Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't go. The office is closed except for there's like a handful of people that have to be there. But the rest of us still have to get our work done.
Well, see, for me personally, I'm still seeing people go to a gym that's right beside our shop. So it don't seem like it's actually happening.
Just call the cops, man. Say, hey, man, this gym's open. They're not essential. Better close their asses down. Just start
Yeah,
calling the cops on people.
my gym's closed and the memberships are suspended, so they're not charging us. So that's good.
Well,
What?
my gym ain't closed. He's open.
I got my form today, so if I get pulled over, I won't get questioned.
Yeah, I got
I
my
just-
paper too.
I got to just print it out, but I just show them my phone. I say, look, officer, I got this phone.
You had to fill out a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, papers, please. Papers, please.
What is this? Was ist los?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Papers.
Well, hey, they've been talking about it, ever since the Orange Man got elected, and they finally made it happen.
Yep.
Racist. Racist.
Racist. You're
Racist.
racist.
Who, me?
All y'all.
Yeah, everybody who said Orange Man.
Anyone who says orange, man, hating on the Japanese like that. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's yellow. My bad.
Let's try it with a different color. White man bad?
White man bad.
That's normal these days. Black man bad?
Cheeto puff
Oh.
man bad.
Blue man bad? Yeah, I saw that show. It wasn't too good.
Smurf man bad.
Yellow man bad.
Smurf man.
Smurfs are bad.
Man bad.
Yeah, but there's no one is orange naturally. So it's,
Red man bad.
well, unless you eat too many carrots, right? Well, then if you eat
Yeah.
get too much beta carotene, your skin can turn orange.
Ooh.
There is a blue man though.
Well, there's a whole group of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
talking
they're
about that
bunch of
guy
insects.
that took that medicine that literally turned his skin blue.
Oh,
Oh, that was
colloidal silver.
yeah.
How much of that stuff do you got to consume to do that? Though?
I know. My daughter
Gallons?
said the same thing. I go, honey, you got to take
Hey.
your. She goes, I don't want to turn blue. I said, you have to drink bottles and gallons of stuff, just like those damn Vietnam veterans that drank all that Agent Orange man bad. And then they died.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of that because I used to take that every day for years. I never had that problem, but then I just didn't need it, But But I used to work with a guy who had, I forget, he had been in the hospital for something, and he would take it to help prevent headaches.
Mm.
So he'd get these massive migraines if he didn't take it.
You just smoke weed or
Yeah, I did.
Smoking the ganja.
I swear I did.
rocking the ganj.
Or you be smoking that gas. That
What's it?
gas.
Or you just eat a bunch of broccoli. Broccoli.
You are weird.
So if you eat enough white onions,
Figure that
when
out,
you
bro.
turn white.
Well, they
That's
do
what I
say
want.
you are what you eat. So I'm a Philly cheesesteak.
I'm glad I don't eat pussy.
I'm just.
I
a
knew
Pop-Tart.
somebody was gonna say it. Of course, it's
Says the
If I
guy.
can't cook it or deep fry it, I won't eat it. That's what I
which
say. What were you gonna say?
Mm.
Okay. I think we're just.
That's a hell
I'm
of a
sorry. I'm starting to get tired. Yeah, it was a hell of a day at work.
We're spiraling.
All these assholes.
Yeah, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
I'm buzzing right now. I got Red Bull and
Yeah, you had the
Liquor in
Red
my
Bull
system.
Delight tonight.
Shut up, Tommy. You and your trash cans.
Yeah, you should be buzzing. I'm surprised you're still upright.
The Red Bull has got me so
Trash
hyper.
cans.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably clean my bedroom when I'm.
It's
done
like
here.
a Jaeger bomb. It's a, it's like
Yeah.
pour Red Bull and drop a shot of Jaeger.
Jaeger bomb, but instead with Monster. It's delicious.
I haven't tried
You
it
guys
with Monster.
rather just look at inside of a bottle of Goldschlager or actually drink that shit? I just like the little floaties in there, so I just like look at it.
Oh, the
Have-
it's got
have y'all
gold
ever
in it, gold
seen-
flakes in it.
where they change the color when they pour the alcohol in all the shots. Do you know how they do that?
Tommy's gonna clean with a lightsaber.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like it's in the bottle one color and it pours it, or they mix things and they change color.
There's 6 shots, and when they pour it, every shot changes color.
Oh,
And it's because the shots have a little tablet in them, and you don't see it. But when they pour it, it dissolves the tablet, so it's just food coloring.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Remember Occam's razor at work.
It's not a
People
little,
spend like 15
not a
bucks
little
on that
Mickey
stuff.
to slip in there, not slipping a Mickey. So you be falling asleep in the
Roach.
dreamland.
It's roofies.
Yeah, and you wake up the next morning, your ass hurts, and you don't know why.
Damn, what that drink really knocked me out.
Yeah. I fell so hard on my butt
Why does
last
it
night.
look like a crime scene in my bed? Why does it look like Andrew Gillum was up in here?
Well, like Bob
Amber
Crane
Heard
was
there?
strangled her. Oh,
Amber
hell.
Heard might have been in there.
Yeah, taking shit on people's beds and crap. All kinds of stuff. That bitch is crazy. She's probably a freak in bed, though. That's probably what it is. That's why Johnny held on so long. She was giving him, she was really sucking that cock good. Like a vacuum cleaner, probably.
Hey, they say don't
Chrome
stick it in crazy, and he didn't listen.
Everybody
Right.
wants a freak until the freak shits on their bed.
So the freak shows up.
Right.
Until the freak gets with
The
your
freaks
dad.
come out at night. The freaks come out at night.
Yeah, everybody wants the freak till the freak gets with your dad.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
That ain't
Oh,
right.
wow. That ain't
That's
right at
real
all.
life right there.
That's just
Yeah.
horrible.
How long
That's
they were,
true
they were
Hollywood
married 2
story
years?
there.
Yeah.
So who's the Tassie Van Ree? Who in the world is that?
Yeah, she was cucking it with what's his name, Elon Musk, and she wanted one of those free Tesla cars. That's why.
Well, she was partners with a woman for 4 years, and then married to Johnny Depp for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
who
apparently
was
she was a
Johnny married to
lesbian.
before? Oh, I thought he. Well, I guess he wasn't married to. I thought he lived in France for years with somebody.
Yeah,
That would have been years ago. But that wasn't
Amber
Lori
Heard.
Ann Allison. It wasn't her. Huh.
All
I
right,
don't know who
before
that
we end the show, you got to say who your favorite actor is.
actor is?
Like ever
Yeah.
in the history of acting?
Yes.
Oh.
Lauren Green.
Ah,
Because I imagine myself one day just showing up at the Ponderosa, I'm all sweaty and just came from doing some rat dancing waiting with that strong face looking at me like, you look a little sweaty there, boy. I'm like, yes, I am, master. I was just fucking. Kurt Russell, he's a good actor. I liked him on The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good movie. And he's not an asshole like all these other actors are.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but I'm so over the MCU now. I can't even watch the movies.
Right. I think we all are.
Well,
Wait,
it's like me.
are you still gonna throw Robert Downey Jr. away because you don't like the MCU?
No, I think he's a great actor, but like the rest of the stuff he's been in sucks. The Doolittle, I mean, I didn't see it, but from what I've heard,
I've
it's
watched
terrible.
Have you seen Chaplin? Oh, watch it. You'll fall back in love. You will not be able to quit Robert Downey Jr. after that.
Can't quit you.
I can't quit you, Charlie.
He was what's it called in Tropic Thunder as a black man. He played a black man.
Yeah,
He played a white man, played a black man.
He was a dude playing a dude disguised as another
Hey,
dude.
Did you see where they made the meme where it was the only racial swapped recasting of Iron Man should be this guy, and they showed Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. That was awesome.
Mine would be Jim Carrey when he first started out with like the mask and stuff.
Oh, the 90s Jim Carrey.
Yeah, not now at all. Nope.
Well, I will say though he was pretty good at Sonic. He was pretty enjoyable in that movie, at least. It was kind of hard.
Enjoying Sonic. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
like
want to see it.
It's free to rent. Oh wait, you can buy it now. All these apps now, they're like, oh, in theater purchases. I'm like, okay, I ain't paying $20. I'll just wait. I ain't in a hurry to see some of these movies anyway.
Okay, why won't they open up the
My favorite actor of all time is Jimmy Stewart.
Oh,
he just brings a smile to my face.
I bet he does.
I bet he does.
Tell you. Do you want the moon? I'll give you the moon.
Yeah. Mary, you want the moon? I'll give you the moon. Now, not only was he a incredible actor in his time, but he also joined the Army Air Corps and became a pilot for the B-24 Mitchells. And he was a squadron commander. So not only was he a badass actor, gentle human, and a war dog, he was also one of the greatest actors in one of the greatest films ever made. It's a Wonderful Life.
I started to think Wonderful.
We're out.
Question. Do you think they should do drive-through theaters right now?
I think they should.
Man, we're not done with Late. Late's got to give his answer first before you go jumping around the next question.
My bad. Yeah.
Late.
God.
Anytime that
late. The favorite actor. That is a very good question. Yeah, because Gene Hackman. I like Prime's answer. Robert Redford. Groucho Marx.
Andy Griffin.
Andy Griffith is good.
Ed Rollins.
Actually, I since I don't get into celebrity so much, but favorite actor, I would have to go with Dwight Schultz. Actually, Highly underrated.
Yeah, he is awesome.
I've seen in Star Trek Next Generation, he basically played 5 characters in one episode as his character went through various stages. Being taken over by an alien entity into this very highly intellectual and then very sadistic and evil almost in some ways. But Murdoch was one of my favorite characters as a teenager. So in the 80s.
It was Ensign Barclay, right? In Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, Barclay. Yeah.
Yep.
For the 2 people that are still listening.
All right. Now I have a question because we'll ask a whole bunch to end out the show. Out of all the movies you've ever seen, what is your favorite inspirational message like that you would gather in a movie? You know, there's always that scene right before the big battle or whatever. What is your favorite inspirational
Moment.
I love you 3000.
moment? Yeah. Man, that was whack. I hate everything about that movie.
That's his answer, man. Don't.
No, I was
Good.
just joking. I
Answer.
knew it was gonna make him mad. Oh, that's a hard one.
That's some good ones, you know.
That's not what she said.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go. Yeah, not to you.
To
Yeah.
infinity and beyond.
I mean,
Oh.
the Matthew Broderick's speech in Glory was good.
So at the very end,
Yeah.
oh, he's like, if this man shall fall, who will take his place or whatever?
And then, I mean, to me, it was really cheesy, but it was an interesting speech in the Independence Day.
I think that was the
Oh,
point.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
Bill Pullman's speech at Independence Day it's just it sticks in my mind. Oh my God, it's
We have
such a
not
good
yet
scene.
begun to fight. We will not go quietly into the night. But it,
Yeah,
I mean, it fits that movie because the whole movie's kind of cheesy. It's kind of silly.
Yeah.
But
I love that movie.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah, that's a great
love
movie.
that movie.
now there you go,
I'll
Tommy.
watch
That's a
any-
remake of War of the Worlds,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, I know it. I got it. Life's like a box of chocolates.
Oh damn.
No,
You
but the
just-
inspirational
you don't
speech
get-
there in that movie is the guy telling him, "Well, that's just a few blocks down the road." Really? And
I got shot in the buttocks.
he takes off running.
Or
He's
is
like,
it?
fuck it, I'll
I'm
run.
not
Fuck it, I'll run.
Luke, I am your father. What about that one?
That's not
He doesn't
inspirational.
even say that. He says, "No, I am your
Yeah,
father."
that's not an
Father.
inspirational speech.
Oh, I can think of a
Kinda
few people who that could be inspirational too. Actually, I can think of a few. I didn't give names, all right. I didn't give names. Damn. I'm trying to think.
Are we talking inspirational speech or just moments? In a
No,
movie?
moments that inspire you. Yeah, that are inspiring. Something you
Moments,
really enjoy seeing.
speeches, you know, stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
moment I mean, I'll still watch this and cry. Is cry of like happiness, not a like sad cry. Is when Jenna is with Forrest and they sleep with each other, and then she takes off, and he's just sitting there like rocking on his porch, and he goes, "I just got up and ran," and he takes off, and then he goes for that big old running thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't give up. He was hurt. He was upset. His heart was broken, but he just got up and ran, kept going. That's
Mhm.
inspirational because he couldn't quit her. See what I did there? What I did there? It was a man and a woman this time. Yeah, that's the twist.
All right, I got mine now. My real one. Old Yeller. When he shoots the dog.
Yep, he became a man that day.
Yep.
When he had to shoot his own dog. Damn, my
He
kid's so
accidentally, but you don't notice he actually misses and hits Bambi's mom. Y'all just
Oh
don't know
God!
Oh,
that.
Old Yeller 2 Sniper Elite.
Wait, what?
Old Yeller 2 Sniper
Oh,
Elite.
Sniper Elite. I think the one I could think of right now, because there's a bunch of stuff, but was at towards the end of the movie Hamburger Hill, was when their medic got shot. What now? Did we lose Tommy?
He'll probably be back.
Okay. Well, I'll still say it anyway.
I like your answer.
Yeah, he don't like Hamburger Hill. But anyway, like was towards the end was when their medic or whatever he got shot and he was pretty much about to die, or I don't remember if he actually died, but at the end he's all like saying it doesn't, it don't mean nothing, and it was like right at that moment that you could tell they were friends, even though there was this racial tension about black and white and all that. But by the time of that end of the movie, you could tell they were basically brothers, blood brothers. It didn't matter, skin color didn't matter to them. They were brothers because they were fighting and dying on that damn hill.
That's right.
They was worth nothing.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, all that stuff. Black, white. So it was all about that.
What? Oh.
Late.
All right, I'm back.
Late. God, it's about time.
Mm-hmm. Anything late?
We still have to do this. We have to go through and end the show.
Yep.
I know it's hard. We don't want to.
Into that good night. Do not go gently
into that good night. It
We're
means I
gonna
don't
live
take
on.
no shit from nobody.
Yeah. Don't take no shit from anybody of that good night.
Mm-hmm.
Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
Yeah. It is 11 o'clock. 2.5 hours. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
not in Texas. It is, however,
What time
here.
is there in Texas?
10 o'clock. 10:08.
Man, it's cold for some reason. It's the weirdest thing.
It's been back and forth, cold, hot, cold, hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's
it does
damn
this every year.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Mother Nature's infected with the coronavirus too. That's why.
Yeah. If we can get it to stay warm, it'd be good.
Yeah, kill that virus off. But they got
Yeah.
the weather machine turned on. They're making sure it stays cold. So everyone
Right.
gets sick.
Weather machines are on all those ships out there creating a vortex.
Oh, okay.
That cold Canadian air.
All right, Alex.
You're going down the rabbit hole.
They're making the frogs gay.
They're making the weather gay. They're making the weather gay.
Buy my vitamins.
And that makes the frogs gay.
They're turning the L&Ps gay.
I'm not gonna lie, our news showed about 2 weeks ago about 2 gay penguins, and that was literally half the news. It was about 2 gay penguins.
See, it's not that they're gay penguins. They
You
share
like
the
fish sticks?
It's the thing who's as gay is that news reporter linking 2 males taking care of 1 egg.
Yes, exactly.
Do you like fish sticks?
Do you like fish sticks? I like fish
Then
sticks.
you gay fish.
Like, why am I a gay fish? No, I am not a gay fish. Why would you saying that? I wish somebody would go up to Kanye West and be like, "Hey Kanye, like, do you like fish sticks?"
It's
Like, what?
bad in the 21st century. You got to make sure no one's watching you eat a hot dog.
Right? Or just chop them up in pieces.
Do you-
Little pieces.
Do you think people still ask him that?
I bet they do. There's got to be someone who's like still an asshole. He's like, you
Ask
asshole.
him out on the street.
You watch
You
Brokeback
see,
Mountain.
you see him on the street and you're like, yeah, do you like fish sticks? He's like, ah.
You're like, no fish sticks. Get the hell away from me. I was a Trump for Trump. Trump don't like no fish sticks. He ain't gay. I ain't gay. That means I ain't gay. That's why I wear this hat. It's like, I think I just figured out that's why Kanye West is a Trump supporter. They don't want anyone thinking he's gay. He's tired of people thinking he's gay. Oh damn!
Told you I did. That is our worst.
So,
You like
question,
fish sticks?
if Trump was gay, would gay be bad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Yeah, think about
Gay again.
that.
Oh my god. But he wouldn't be Orange Man. He'd be
Yes.
Rainbow Man. Rainbow Man bad.
Pink man bad. Oh my god.
But could you imagine? Could you imagine Trump and his hand gestures being like, "Oh my gosh,
I'm like, oh my gosh, guys.
it's gonna be
like,
huge.
what the-
It's gonna be
It's
huge."
really gonna be huge. And I had a huge one last night. You know what I'm saying? So I took a huge one last night. What the hell?
I hear a siren.
Who's cops breaking
Turning over to
the
fix Seth's internet.
Martial law was kicked in. Everybody get your canned food and
Right.
rose and
And
guns.
Shannon
I was
Sharp
ahead of
said
me,
gay
so
Trump
martial
depends
law's
on
not
the
here yet.
crap.
Yep.
Whose siren was that?
Oh hell.
It wasn't on my side.
Oh shit!
What
It
was
was my Depends alarm to change.
Your Depends alarm?
Well, hey, are you gonna? Okay, hold on. Do you hear it again?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just sitting in it.
Well,
I guess you just can't quit
Yeah,
those Depends, huh?
do you hear alarms now?
Nope.
No, I don't hear it now.
Mm-mm.
Because I was looking at something on Twitter and they were playing sirens. I was trying to figure out what the hell it was.
They were
What
playing
about this? What don't know?
They were playing sirens. Is that like playing?
I guess it's. I don't know. It was a police officer
Play it again,
burial
Sam.
or something. I don't know what it is.
Whatever. Who cares? It's over. It's like the show.
I don't know. There's people clapping. I don't know what it is.
Quit
Hell,
watching. Okay,
Stop at TikTok videos.
got something a little more important to do here right now. To gracefully put this show down, like old Yeller.
Just like oh Yeller, time to go.
Got to
Put
put.
him, bullet in him. Yeah, because I'm getting tired and I had a long day at work, so we should end this like now, or I'll just jump off.
You talk about a long day.
Beep boop.
Kind of,
What time did you go to work?
what time did I go to work? 10 o'clock.
Work.
Man,
5
shut your
o'clock
mouth,
this
fool. I've been at
morning.
work since 4 a.m.
Work. What's that? What's that?
Yeah, well, I got a good job. That's why I don't need to be working at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I don't need a piece of paper that says I'm essential. They already know I'm essential down here.
Work.
Yeah, my
Word.
dad's my boss. So.
What the hell? Sorry. Anyway, yes, I get tired. I'm like, y'all.
Well, I don't know. They're making a deal about 8 flags, so you QAnons can make whatever you want about that.
What is that?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
What?
There's
What-
trolls behind you, Seth.
What is a QAnon?
Yeah.
What is that?
Did y'all get them into that?
17.
I don't know, but that's what all the answers to this tweet by Dan Scavino Jr.
Yeah, Dan
The-
Scavino.
They're all going down. They're all saying 8. It's 8 now. Hey, it was 10. Now it was 9. Now it's 8. This is 8. This is 8.
What?
Ooh, I have been seeing it. It's flags on the White House.
Yeah.
This is in New York. I
Oh.
don't know. Here, let me share this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's already in a public forum.
Royal families.
I'm not going to share the audio. This
Now, if there's a
gotta
giant
get a
Q in the air,
copyright
we
strike.
know what it is.
well,
And they finally come to arrest LMP.
no,
That was him in the green suit there.
I don't know. But they're-
Great.
see, look, we're still at 8. Crazy 8s. You know, there you go.
We're gonna end this on a
Tag
conspiracy
me
note,
in
guys.
that so I can follow it.
8.
Tag them in.
Can
it.
you tag me into that so I can follow it?
What, you're on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I just give it. How about I just put the link in the private chat?
Yeah. That'll work.
Well, no, because that's on my phone.
Okay. Well, I'll
Just
do that.
tag them.
I will.
I'm a light.
Who are you on Twitter?
At quick_95.
Don't dox yourself.
I don't care.
Yeah, I forget which Twitter.
We're not all going to be drinking like a big thing of Kool-Aid and dying here. We're going to have life after this.
Yeah.
Some of us will.
I did
Yeah,
get offered
me,
Kool-Aid last week.
Not me, but you guys will.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah. Although it was
Kelly
actually
will pop
Flavor
out of
Aid.
nowhere.
Jonestown was Flavor Aid, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they use
Well,
grape.
there's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is 8. There's something with NYPD. I don't know what they're gifts. NY. Oh, this is New York Mass gloves. Yeah, that's the thing that really is annoying. I can't figure out. I went 2 weeks ago. I was looking at all these articles, all these companies that were changing, and it was some were like 500,000 masks a day, 1 million masks a day. Seven. It's like it's gonna be like 2.5 million masks a day being made, and that's been a couple weeks. It's like we should be the medical staff should be buried in masks.
Did y'all see that video of it's like 3 million coffins, plastic coffins stacked on top of each other that they have ready?
No. I've seen video like that from years ago, and it turned out that's not what they were.
This one was, I know which one you're talking about. This one was different. It was in the middle of a factory.
Oh.
The factory was closed down, and they just had them stacked, and it said U.S. property.
Yeah. Trump fired, this is from Bloomberg 6 minutes ago. Trump fires watchdog who raised alarm about whistleblower. President Donald Trump has fired the Intelligence Committee Inspector General who raised alarm over whistleblower's complaint.
Atkins?
Yeah. He should be in jail, actually.
Kanye on that committee.
Now, this is my favorite. This paddle boater in Malibu who got a $1,000 fine, faces a $1,000 fine or 6 months in jail because he was not at home. He's out boarding by himself on the ocean, and then the police chased him down.
Jesus, really?
Because the Cobina would gonna get him infected.
Mm-hmm.
Cobina is a fish.
It's like that episode of South Park where the global warming, and they were all running away from global warming, but nothing was there. That's what it feels like with COVID right now.
Yeah.
We're all running away from nothing. It's like, it's coming, global warming, it's coming.
It's an invisible enemy.
The Chinese AIDS is coming for us.
Trump did say it's invisible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
he also said China. It comes from China. China.
I'm going to make that my ringtone.
Chinese chicken.
He's like, you want some Chinese chicken? I'll give you some Chinese chicken. That's fine, but just as long as it ain't bad, that's cool. Look, I have a great relationship with tremendous people there.
They started reserving bad in China.
Chinese chicken is bad.
Oh shit!
But Chinese chicken is
bad.
What
if you're a Chinese person that lives in the first colony?
You'd be like, we had Toto for dinner last night.
China.
China.
Would you be a China?
I got fine China. He's like Charlie Chan. Yeah, I know that Charlie Chan. Great guy, great relation, tremendous friend. He's a friend of mine. And he goes, I also Ting Chong too. He's a cool guy.
Hey Wang, what's with the pictures? It's a parking lot, all right? Come on.
Okay, so when is Chuck Norris supposed to come out and save us all?
Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Chuck Norris.
No, he did it. He already did it. He just did it so fast. He's like a couple of weeks ahead of us. So we gotta just wait. And then he gets in a fight with that Tiger King guy. Watch, that meme will come along eventually.
I don't know. I think Chuck Norris is actually slowly dying. I asked my kid if they knew who Chuck Norris was. They didn't. So it kind of scares me.
Well, it's your fault because you got to introduce them to Chuck Norris. You got to show them all the good movies. You got to show them the TV show that was recorded in the greatest state of the whole United States, Texas, and it was in Dallas, Texas. I saw my neighborhood.
They think Bruce Lee is a mythical creature.
He is a mythical creature. If you talk bad about him, he'll come after you. He grabs your toe feet at the middle of the night.
He was pretty mythical even back then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he comes
Man
for
can
your
kill
ass.
you with a ping pong ball.
Yeah, put a hole in your head after he kicks it.
Right. Say, don't fall asleep, all right, for at least 24 hours.
Stay upright.
Stay right.
All right, brother. Let's end this thing.
All right. I'm just waiting for you guys to stop talking. And that'll be the complaint. Oh, Leopold, if he would go in there and be in the host, whatever. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for the last, I guess it's been over. What's it been, 2 years? I don't forget when our first show was. I'll have to go back and look. I got it on tape somewhere. This is episode 122 of the Fan Caste. Watch your local listings for repeats and other things. And but thanks everybody for the ride. I was really, I was hoping we'd get like Augs back or somebody, but
we
that's
should all
that's
be
the
on
old
camera
time.
for this.
Yeah, maybe we should. I'll turn my camera on.
Okay.
Let's see if the thing doesn't croak. All those that can. See if we know who Prime really is, and we all have to be killed.
Yeah.
I still want to know who.
You're very
Steve is.
funny. I'm going to kill you live.
I have a theory.
Ted's gonna.
You guys have already seen me. You know what I look like.
Yeah.
I
I'm
haven't
just,
seen-
prepare
I haven't
for the virus out there. Can't be too careful. I might catch it.
So Tap, you go first.
I can't breathe in this thing. Sorry. It was a fun ride. I got to meet a lot of very nice, interesting people, except for that one Prime guy. He's a freak knit. I'm afraid he would touch me if I ever met him in real life.
I would.
But I got to meet LMP. I met Seth and all that. Then who else do we have on here? I got to talk a little bit to Erik Ward, but only one time.
Mm-hmm.
But LMP are best friends for life now. Someday I'm gonna bring him over here. I'll take some pictures of him and reveal him on the internet.
Reality's Frank, wasn't he supposed to visit
He
you
did
last
that.
year?
He was.
Yeah.
He didn't come. He said he was coming, but and then he said it might be a little while longer, and so it's on standby until he shows up.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for
And
Frank
then,
to show up.
Pete will coo in too, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tommy.
.gov. It was nice
Shut your
being on the
mouth.
show. It was really nice being on the show. I hate to see it go.
Yep. It's time to move
Good
on.
things come
Yeah.
to an end.
And we'll see what's going on. We're down to one watcher. All right, Prime.
I want to thank all of you here at the Fan Caste for giving me an opportunity to come on the show way towards the end of the series here. And I had a really good time. I enjoy the camaraderie and all the
sorry.
fun stuff.
I was a burp, I guess. Sorry.
Appalachian.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be on here. It's been a lot of. I never thought that joining up with the WCBS fan page would have gotten me into meeting all of you guys. We've had a lot of fun. I've been here since 56, I believe, and been an actual part of the show since 92 or 93. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. It's been great hanging out with you guys on Friday nights, with the exception of some of the downsides of it with the, who are and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even
Going
picked up
it.
on it.
All the
A little bit.
Not
Wasn't
that
too
bad.
bad.
Is it any better?
Keep
Yes.
going.
All right. So it was really cool. It was really cool hanging out with everybody, and I'm glad to be a part of the show and all the sappiness that comes with all that. I love you guys. No homo.
I love you
I
too.
will
Oh,
not quit you.
Well,
we
you
will
had
not
to go
quit.
there. So, yeah. Okay, it's done. I can mute you all.
Hey,
course.
Huh?
yeah.
All right.
No.
Well, this has been a very interesting experience for over the last couple of years. Obviously, Kendo and I were the first one. LMP came along. We had Reality's Frank. He was here. He came back. It's kind of like a yo-yo, right? Erik Ward, Augs for president, Eddie Cantillo. We've had Jeff was on once. We've had Nick on a couple times. We've had what's his name? Eric Lauderbeck. Loudy was on. I don't think we ever had Dr. Phil. And I couldn't get Dan to come on, nor Joel. I don't think, but we used to have a cast of several. We used to be recorded, and when we went live and all this stuff, we did through the various things. But like I said, be ever watchful in your mailbox. You never know when it will happen down the road. But yes, it's been a good experiment. We started as fans, and we still are fans of World Class Bullshitters and other Fandom Menace channels. We'd even talk about them. And but the kind of the reason for this to be is changed too much, and it's time to kind of put this concept to the end of the road. I won't say to bed, but maybe to bed, something like that. But and like I said, I will probably put something out there from time to time, unless we get 0 views or anything, and there's just no interest. Then I might delete the channel. My plan is to keep it up for as long as YouTube will let me. So if I post something out there every once, like once a month or something, then maybe they won't auto delete it. I don't know. It is YouTube, so God only knows what they might say. We scanned all their stuff and we don't like what they're saying. Poop, and because they have deleted channels that were monetized and had hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So who knows what they'll do with us? But anyway, I want to thank everybody for showing up. Those that are still here. I think Adam Shawhan's still around, and other fans and stuff. I'll probably reach out to you about other things. Do what?
I said Lapis Anus was one of them, was always there talking
Lapis
shit.
Anus, that troll. I don't know. That was a joke that Jeff started while we were on the show. He was listening and I am Kendo, just say Lapis Anus randomly. And he did. And I was kind of diatribing like I am now. And I just went, okay. And just kept going. So
Hey,
I was like,
I got a confession. I got a confession.
What is it?
Do you remember Rusty Shackelford?
So that was you?
Yeah, it was me.
Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah, we were always accusing Kendo of being Rusty.
Oh, Rusty. Yeah, someone was accusing me of making an account. They thought I made an account, fake account. I got shit.
All right. So as I go to reach for the in broadcast button, Seth wants everyone to say his favorite out phrase together. You guys know it?
3, 2, 1. .com.
Good night. Good eye. So well.
Bye.
Goodbye. So long. Farewell. Amen. And good night.
All right, hit the button late.